You got a pure geometric argument, that's all. And that absolutely does not show up, does not prove anything. Everybody knows that vertical and horizontal are perpendicular, and now everybody knows mean sea level is established at a point, and it goes everywhere.
Perpendicular lines meet in the air, horizontal and vertical everywhere. Drawing shapes with a flair, just globe dreams we'll share.
Oh my God.
Horizontal planes so wide and clear, building worlds everywhere.
Everywhere.
In the lines we find our cheer. Geometric love, my dear. Everything is always everywhere. Angles meet with precision and care. Geometry flows in the precious air. Everywhere we look, everywhere. Circles turning round and round.
Oh my God.
Shapes and patterns all around.
Oh God.
Lines that vanish without a sound. Loving the logic that
Oh my God.
we found.
Mean sea level.
Intersecting heart's design. Drawing Euclid in
Oh
every
my God.
sign.
Mean sea level.
Parallel paths will never meet.
Oh God.
Symmetry on every line. Everything is always everywhere. Angles meet with precision and care. Geometry flows in the precious air. Everywhere we look, everywhere. Perpendicular lines meet in the air, horizontal and vertical everywhere. Drawing shapes with a flair, just globe dreams we'll share.
Mean sea level is established at a point, and it goes everywhere. Oh my God.
And we are live. There you go, telling everyone. Welcome everyone. It's Friday. Sad thoughts. Oh, that's sad. Is that Peter? Peter. I think it might be. Welcome everyone. It's Free for All Friday. The day that anyone can come in. Free for all. I am going to be going over some things that I think other people might have missed, and I don't know. Some massive opportunities missed. I don't know. We'd have to go over it, see how many other people missed them.
Yeah, we even let Rob Keane in here.
Yeah, anyone can come in. Come in for a chat. Yeah, so like in a bit, I'm going to go over. I think some people have been blind to what's going on right in front of them. I mean, we've been going on about these sort of things for quite a few years and saying that people can be afflicted by a model. Now, whatever that model is, it could be anything, literally. But that model stops people from seeing certain things associated around it because their mind is swayed straight to that preconceived ideas that they've already got. So they build these things onto their own models, and they build these models themselves. That's what's going on in this arena, and I think it goes on in everywhere, right? Literally, some people are swayed, call it poison in the well or whatever. You know, they're swayed by the opinions of others and preconceived ideas that people hand them.
Everywhere.
Yeah, we've just been dealing with this sort of stuff, but it's going to be coming out more and more because we've been watching a lot of stuff over the years. And it's time to start moving on, really. The learning process is finished. My lad's finished his college, so he's become a man. And there's only adults around here now, so none of the problems concerning education of children or any of that. None of that for anybody to worry about in this house anymore. So lessons learned in the past. My lad was 13 when we first started this. He's now obviously 18. He's an adult, and we're moving on. So we'll put everybody in the picture. Everyone else all right? Everybody doing okay?
Yeah, it's great. Happy Friday, everyone.
I'm doing great now that I'm back on the level.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, what's up, Mord One? How you doing?
How you doing, Rob? Good to see you.
I'm all right. Good to see you too.
I had a good steak and eggs for breakfast, some coffee and orange juice. I'm fired up and ready to learn.
Well, it's
I just want to say I'm glad Mord One hangs out here too.
Yeah, this is a special
We
occasion.
got a lot of smart people here, Mord One. Just so you know, we're not idiots.
I never said you were idiots.
No, I know. I was just preempting. Just I don't want you to think I'm an idiot because I do say some weird shit sometimes.
Okay, right. So we'll put everybody in the picture. We've got this thing that's going on at the minute called the final experiment. Right now, there's a lot of stuff going on about.
Yeah.
It's right. There's it seems to have shook up the entire arena of this Earth shapes thing. And I've been watching it for quite a bit. And I've been saying to the I say flat earthers, there's only really one that I really bother talking to, and that's Brian's Logic. Now, Brian's Logic thinks we hate him, but I don't. I wouldn't message him if that was the case. I think Brian might have been led into a situation that Brian's Logic is a committed flat earther. Like, he's really into it, but I think the people around him don't think that they are. I think they might be actors within a little bit of a play that's going on. So I've been trying to tell Brian's Logic that this sort of thing, and it's good that we have Maud with us here tonight as well, because I think there's a new forward looking approach from the Globe guys, because they realise that there's a toxic element to this arena that they don't really want. They want this backwards and forwards conversation. Both the Globe and the flat earthers realise that they need each other. It's a symbiotic relationship, and their conversation has to occur. But there's certain groups of both flat earthers and globe earthers that stunt that conversation, and they don't want that. So there's a new push forward for flat earth and globe earth to be all happy and friendly. And if anybody knows this arena, like the depths of the arena, it's not like that at all. But the outward appearance, which is obviously the one that's going to be pushed, that has to be a happy and friendly sort of place. And who better to do that than a pastor of a church who's willing to hand out tickets to, golden tickets to this magical place that people haven't really been able to go to before. So there's like a lot of money going into this by this man on this side, and it's supposedly meant to be the final experiment, and that upsets certain other people in different places and positions or whatever. But so controversy abound. Now there is a forward bit. I think he's doing a Will Duffy he's doing like a meet and greet type thing with what's her name? Lisbeth. Tonight, I think, sometime. So you can go and meet the new flat earther that nobody's ever heard of before. Certain questions within this arena that people don't seem to bother asking. Like who's Will Duffy? Why is he so keen to spend a load of money on flat earthers? Who's Lisbeth? Has anybody heard of her? Who's the scammer? Who's New Moon? There's loads of questions that people just don't seem to bother asking. Well, and I don't know why.
Those are all my questions, Bev.
Yeah. So, I mean, any time, right, you can think of a question that should have been asked as we're going to go over this, right? Speak out for these questions, because if the questions don't get asked or nobody knows to ask the questions, then what's going to happen? Like, nobody's going to say anything. Things get passed by. And I think there's a lot of that going on in this arena. And now there's a little bit of a web being weaved, and I don't know how to lay this out in certain bits, so you'll have to bear with me. I'm going to do my best to try and piece all of these things together that seem to have been missed. Right, so everybody up to date with the Will Duffy and the flat earth, no, the final experiment, right? So initially, Will Duffy was trying to get the flat earthers to go on this trip. Now, he has a list of 20, I think, but he asked Dave Weiss, and Dave Weiss said no. So then he went to Jeren and Whitsitt, and they both said, well, dunno. And instead of going to whoever was next on the list, he stuck at those two. So I think this is basically it. He wanted either Dave Weiss, Jeren, or Whitsitt, or, you know, that they were all the only people that Will Duffy's concerned about. So he was hovering around Will Duffy and Jeren, and they were saying that they might go and then they might not go, and they never really knew. So now somebody else came in with another offer for other people to go, right? There was loads of people saying, I will let somebody else go. So that developed, and then eventually it developed into this golden ticket deal. But then it's the drama that occurs after the golden ticket deal that we watched happen over this week. And now this is fascinating, because if you've been watching this arena and how these little plays are made, right? So to take you into the story, there is a guy called Quantum Eraser. Now, Quantum Eraser is pretty much Flat Earth Society. I think Adam Meakin and Quantum Eraser are pretty much your basic run-of-the-mill Flat Earth Society guys, who are there meant to just to confuse everybody, to make everybody miss what's happening. Now, you might see that tonight. It might come across, might not do. You know, you'll see. But I've got here, this is QE, so you'll have to watch the language. Sorry about that. It's Friday night, so we can do that. So we're going over a show. Now, QE did a 6.5 hour show, which is unusual, of a Wednesday, to go over this a review of something. Now, what we watched this morning, there was Nathan Oakley put a little clip out, And I think what Nathan Oakley put out this morning was the pre-chat that these guys had about this, what they're going to do tonight. So they went over it in like a private sort of session where they were all together, and Nathan Oakley recorded it and he put it out this morning. So if you want to know what goes on behind the scenes in a preparation for one of these things, you'll be able to watch Nathan Oakley. I think he got a victory royale or whatever on his game. Very proud of it. So, but what we're going to talk about now is everyone up to date with the scam? No? Right, well, it turns out that the golden ticket thing wasn't real. And the guy that said he was going to put the money up for the golden ticket was just a regular run-of-the-mill. We are going to get onto Leaky in a bit. Right, I can't do the Leaky bit first, can I? I'm going to have to keep flipping backwards and forwards. Right, so let me get this on here now. Peter's upset. You can't come in, Peter. You tried to get this service shut down. We can't allow you in. Sorry. I had a word with the server owner and he said, nah, not Peter. Don't worry about it. You can sit in the chat though. Get a screen up here. Right, so this is... Get it over there. You guys in Discord have got it, haven't you? Yeah. Right, so I don't know how long of this we're going to run, and I might have to keep skipping it forwards, but there are some poignant parts in it. How's that sound?
Betty.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we went. Wow, we went through a little bit of this video, but Betty got impatient. It was a little bit late for her.
Sweetheart, you wanted to eat, for crying out loud.
I was getting really hungry too.
Now, don't put this all on me, right?
Okay.
In the bit that Nathan was recorded,
right now, it's not.
Betty wasn't in it.
We're gonna go ahead and listen to a little,
just to name Flatty.
What? Like I was saying, we're gonna go through a little bit of the beginning of this video just to get everyone oriented back to the non-scam scam. Holy fucking shit!
He's going to go all
Excuse QE swearing.
Just, hey, dude. He's talking about me. Like, yeah, I'm here.
Oh, right. So, do you hear that? As QE is going to go over this video with McToon about a scammer, the guy turns up. He says, that's me. So the guy that they're talking about in this thing, he's not a scammer, but, listen to how this plays out, right? This guy's just turned up. This is the guy that they're going to go over a video. He's turned up. He's there.
Excellent. Omjit, yeah? Is it Omjit? This is the first question.
Is this smelly armpit?
Yeah.
No, the fucking McToon is using my name in the wrong way. My real name is ARPIT. He just added M. He just added fucking M between there.
No, I did.
McToon also did that.
His enunciation implied it. Yes, we know it. That's what we picked up on.
Betty.
What?
We got the non-scam scammer here.
Yeah.
Non-scam scammer. Wow.
Non-scam scammer. Now, how much? This is the first important.
Right, so he's just turned up. Imagine that you're doing a show, talking about a guy that's tricked Will Duffy, and they're going over it. I don't know.
Question: in your non-scam scam, how much have you earned?
Hey, what are you saying? Can you tell again?
How much have you earned in your non-scam scam?
How much money?
Oh, man.
How much money? What he's trying to say? How much money did you make?
They are calling I made about 35,000, 30 or 40 grand something.
No.
Yep.
Let's try this again.
Um,
Let's try this again. And you're New Moon, so you're Arpit Sharma, right?
Yep.
So they have charged you with being the scammer. That is, to their golden shower ticket, that you were going to give them $35,000 to have an unsuspecting flat earther. That's actually not a flat earther, but I digress. That you were going to pay for one flat earther to go to Antarctica. Is that true?
Half of the truth. So the what?
Okay, so he says half of the true. Does anyone know the flat earther that this guy wanted to send to Antarctica?
In the beginning?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nathan Oakley, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
The guy he put up.
Good. Fucking elder bear.
Sorry, Rob.
Just kidding.
You have it.
No. Let me say it too. It was Nathan Oakley, I think.
Yeah. So this guy originally wanted Nathan Oakley to go. That's what he told this guy. He told him to go to, he wanted Nathan Oakley to go there, and the money he was going to put up was for Nathan Oakley. Now, he was a bit hesitant to answer that because he didn't know what he was saying, because he didn't know whether that's what QE was doing, but don't worry, QE won't notice it. Nobody notices it.
Yeah, it was quite a big thing a while ago when it happened, wasn't it? It was part of, somebody sponsored Nathan Oakley to go, somebody's part of the money. It was, we'd heard all about that at the time.
He made a video. Will Duffy made a video about it, didn't he?
Yeah.
So for Nathan to, well, I mean, you'll hear this in a bit anyway. Nathan's there playing his game, I think.
But the full thing is, like, if you go to the Mick Boggery video at 12 minutes 45 seconds, the other tab you're opened, right?
Right, so he wants him to go to 12 something on a video. Right, he's purposely, this guy who has tricked Will Duffy, wants to go in there. He's just turned up and he wants QE to go to a certain part in a video that QE's already meant to be going over. It'll all come clear in a bit, I think. Once you get to see what's going on.
If you go there, down, like, he was not showing the full emails, first of all. Like, he was just cherry picking the emails. Like, I have sent maybe 5 or 6 emails and he was showing 2 or 3. He was cherry picking it. So the whole thing was, like, I was just trying to check, like, this Will Duffy is gullible or not, he's stupid or not, or if I do something like that without saying that I'm a flat
Talking
earther,
about the emails.
then what will he do? So I just emailed him, okay, as an idea or something, but he didn't vet me, right? He didn't do anything. And
so he's saying he just emailed him. At some point, somebody should say, what did you email him? What was in that first email? What did you say to him in the first email? Well, you'd think that, right?
I think so when you really...
Not QE or anything.
I mean, they're involved. You would expect, I would start at the beginning. Hang on. How did you pull me into it? Or... my friend or whatever. That would be the most interesting part. Why did you put us up instead of, anybody else? And it went on to another thing later on. But I don't know whether you've covered the bit where they were saying it was a forensic investigation they're doing here. They're picking it all apart, looking at the detail, and they seem to miss this bit.
Yeah, like, well, all through this. I don't know how much we'll get to go through, right? But all through this, they keep saying, What's it got to do? Why is he bringing Nathan into it? Why is he talking about this channel? Why is he talking about Nathan? Well, because this guy brought Nathan into it. This guy. That's the answer. But none of them can make that link. And it amazes me. You'll watch here that they completely miss the fact that this is the guy that offered Will Duffy the money so Nathan Oakley could go to Antarctica, right? They're going to miss that completely. Okay.
He was just started making the videos, right? And I gave him an idea. Can you go to the McToon video at 12 minutes 47?
Yeah, we
can.
We're gonna go there.
We can.
But
pass on. Pass to the beginning of that
iron,
video.
Just preliminarily, did you send Will Duffy an email stating that you would sponsor one flat earther to go on the trip to Antarctica?
Yeah.
Yes. It was Nathan Oakley. He should have said, right? But he didn't.
So you are that person.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all we wanted to know. Any further questions?
Like, you hear his voice. He goes, yeah. As if he'd been caught. But he hasn't. They're not going to mention it's Nathan Oakley. It's all right. You get a pass.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'd like to give an admonishment.
That was a prank. Yeah.
Okay, that was a prank.
Exactly. And that is what I'd like to say. You are a very naughty prankster. Very bad boy. Don't do it again.
What?
Don't do it again. It's very naughty, the prank you played.
It was Nathan Oakley. He wanted to get Nathan Oakley involved in this thing. Nathan Oakley doesn't want to get involved in it. He made that very clear. He thinks this guy's, he's called him all sorts of names. I won't like to repeat it. But Nathan Oakley, what this guy did initially to bring Nathan Oakley into this, the final experiment, well, Nathan Oakley called this guy a lot of names. Nathan Oakley could have put himself in a really bad position from what he's called this guy for this trip. This is the guy that brought Nathan Oakley into it, and then they're not going to see it. Not going to see it at all.
Listen to my language.
I was very fed up with these kind of guys' pranks. Like, they do this to us all the time.
Yeah.
McToon is so dishonest. Like, he was faking a document. He was faking a fucking government document to look flat earthers bad.
Yeah.
Simon, Dan, all the people, they fake emails, make new IDs, talk rubbish with us, and just take the information from us and then make the videos. They do this all the fucking time.
Fair enough.
All the time.
Fair enough. Hold on, Adam. Fair enough. Hold on, Adam. We just want to establish that you were the prankster that offered $35,000 to have an unsuspecting flat earther get a golden shower ticket for a free trip to Antarctica. Yes?
He should have said, no, not unsuspecting. Nathan Oakley was the man that I offered to pay the money for. But he doesn't.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Without any kind of paperwork, it was just I'm giving it to you. Would you like to do it? Yeah, I'm going for it. I'm going to live for it. He was very happy to get the money.
So you alluded.
Right, do you think, anybody else here, right? Do you think that QE would have acted any different? QE and Adam and Brian. Do you think they'd have acted any different if they'd have known that this guy was the one that brought Nathan Oakley into this thing? He implicated Nathan Oakley into this thing. Or do you think they would have just been the same, right? Do you think there would have been any difference? we're never going to hear about it, right? Because they've missed it. They're never going to be able to go back over it. So you're just going to have to forget about it, right? This guy that they had in their midst, he's never going to turn back up there again. They're never going to be able to have a go at him about Nathan Oakley. So you're never going to know. I don't think that they do realise that this is the guy that offered to pay Will Duffy the money so Nathan Oakley could go to Antarctica.
Yeah, like Will Duffy gets commission, like when he get sponsor or something,
New moon.
he got
Slow
commission
down.
from ALE.
Right? Did you hear that? Because that's quite important, right? And it'll get brushed past. He says, Will Duffy gets commission. So the more people that go, if that's true, the more money the Will Duffy gets. So this thing for getting another person to go there might actually get Will Duffy a bit of money. You never know. Don't know how much commission on each one of these things there is.
Hang on, Bev. This is new information for me.
I know, it gets brushed past. Like, there's a little brief comment. This is the guy, right? He's been emailing Will Duffy. So this guy has talked to Will Duffy through emails, backwards and forwards.
I have a feeling this trip may not make it because they don't have enough people to actually make the trip profitable.
I don't know. Well, Will Duffy. Will Duffy might not be going. He's not said he is going.
The trip's going to happen. The trip's going to happen. This is being done, so somebody's going to make some money. Don't know whether it's going to be Will Duffy. There's going to be a movie or a documentary made.
Documentary.
There's going to be a book. There's going to be everything. And this whole thing about the scam, right? It's just designed to make people go, oh wow, these guys almost got scammed by a flat earther, everyone's favorite enemy. Now that makes them seem like they're genuine, right? They're going to get all this attention, and people are going to think, well, there's no possible way these guys are the scammers. They're using all of these people. These guys out there, they don't care, right? That people think the shape of the earth is different to everyone else. They don't care. They're just in it for the fame and the money and what they can get out of it. And everyone in this whole arena seems to be falling for it, hook, line, and sinker. So it's like, how real is the flat earth arena? Fake as fuck. All of it. Whole lot.
Yeah. Well, the point that we're going to go over tonight is that these flat earthers, they're definitely not the sharpest tool in the box, right? Because I'll go back. You can listen to this and listen to the way it plays out and listen to who diverts it. Right, I'll go back 20 seconds.
Oh, I'm going for it. I'm going live for it. He was very happy to get the money.
So you alluded.
Yeah, like Will Duffy gets commission, like when he get sponsor or something.
New moon.
He got
Slow
commission
down.
from ALE.
Dude, slow down. We'll get there, honestly. Yeah, these are part of the things that we've covered. So we're just happy to know that it's you.
Right, so Adam's just brushed over that, right?
Isn't it like I said, I don't know how many years ago it was now? Adam, your Flat Earth Society.
That's Flat Earth Society, yeah. The guy's just told you that PLE, who I think is the company that runs these trips to go there, he gets commission from them. So the more people that go, the more commission Will Duffy's going to get. And how many people are there on this list so far? There's so many people self-funded. There's 4 or 5 people doing GoFundMes. There's this one that's been funded. So somebody could be making some money out of this. Definitely PLE, the commissions. But Adam, what does Adam want to talk about?
It's not even the commissions as well, Bev, right? This whole publicity.
Yeah.
that this will give them, because
it's got a church, right?
Everybody loves this reality stuff at the moment. I don't, because none of it's reality. But it's gonna be big. They're going to push it. You wait and see. There'll be a reality TV show, documentary, the book. Like I said, it's going to be big. That's what they're trying. They're pushing for it.
Yeah. I mean, like, we've been sat watching this arena for however long, right? People can say we're obsessed. There are people get in this arena that do get obsessed with it because you're studying interaction between people, though, right? It's nothing to do really with the shape. Like there's people that are involved in this that don't give a shit about the shape. It's just the people that are in there and the interactions between them that mainly is the driving force for people to be around here. Everyone's got to admit, right? There's no debate. There's no arguments. It's just fascinating watching everything that's going on. And this is one of the plays, I think, that's being played out. Will Duffy he's come into this as a pastor of a church. Right now, his church is a globe church, obviously. He's a globe pastor. He's trying to make a new denomination within his church. You watch, come December, everybody will be flocking to the church of the pastor of the globe.
Oh, and I'd just like to point out as well that there have been quite a few people that have been scammed by flat earthers, and nobody cared.
Yeah.
So why all of a sudden do people care that flat earthers are scamming?
Well, no, because they think it's funny. McToon and Adam and QE are laughing about this guy, calling him a very naughty boy for doing what he did. But there are people that do get scammed by this. It's a very real thing that goes on, as we know. Some of us know better than others. And like Emma says, nobody really gives a shit. Definitely seems to have been used, though, by certain people within the arena. But keep an eye on how sharp these people are. They're sat in a room with a guy that's just been in email conversations about the money thing that goes on with Will Duffy, right? He's invited Nathan Oakley to go on this trip to be involved in this whole thing. Nathan Oakley and the FED guys are implicated. Now this guy's on QE's show, so they're going to be even more implicated because they've been chatting with him. They've sort of been laughing with this guy. So now Will Duffy, who knows that this guy's the one that started with Nathan Oakley, he's going to see this and watch this and see QE and Adam laughing with the guy that wanted to bring Nathan Oakley along on the trip, that started this whole thing rolling for the golden ticket. Who knows what's going to happen from here on in?
You admit to the prank, you naughty, naughty boy. Yeah, first round on me, me, just so you know. Yeah, I'll buy you a pint, lad. But what you did say in the first bit was that he never checked anything. It's not, yeah. So maybe you could just let's start at the beginning. You sent this prank email, you naughty boy, yeah,
about Nathan.
It was responded to, and as you said, well, he never checked out. So just take us through that. Did you just keep playing along? Was he happily accepted that someone was just going to splash all this cash?
Yeah, he just happily accepted. He didn't told me like do a video call or just call me or where you live, what's your name, what are you, male or female, are you a flat earther or a globe earther? He asked me once, like I said, no, I don't want to tell you like I'm a flat earther or a globe earther. So he was like, oh yeah, it's not a big deal. I don't want to ask you about that. I will just get some flat earther, good flat earther, then we will do it. Like at that point, I was not knowing like people will do the submissions. So I was having a plan. So I told him to not get more submissions. So in my I thought like we should not get more submissions, right?
We should not
So
get
I
more.
told Will Duffy, can you do one thing? You take $10 to every applicant, right?
$10 to every applicant. Did Nathan Oakley have to pay $10? Did Nathan Oakley get informed that he would have to pay Will Duffy $10? Or not? I don't think so.
So that like we will not get the fake applicants. So Will Duffy replied me with the email, like you can see in the Scammer McTune video, right? At 12 minutes 47 seconds. Like then Will Duffy told me, yeah, it's a good idea to take the $10, but I don't have any kind of setup to take the payments, right? So that was his.
Okay. Thank you. We got that part. We got that part. I read out the whole email. So let's not focus on the ancillary bits.
Before 13.
Did Will Duffy properly vet you? Did he ask you for the money?
When you offered to take Nathan Oakley to there, you offered to pay for Nathan Oakley to go. Did he vet you then?
He didn't ask me a single thing. Like he was just okay. I'm just in the videos.
Just keep it simple. So, quick question. So, did he, before starting the competition, even ask for a deposit towards the 30,000? Say like $5,000, just to show goodwill, so that when he went out there, he was certain that he was offering something, or did he just?
The thing was, like, I just sent him 1 or 2 emails, and then I closed my email ID. I was not replying to him from last 10 days. And he was just doing everything by his
So
own.
The answer to that question is no. He didn't ask you for any finances at all.
No, like he was doing everything on his own. I was not even chatting with him.
Okay.
Like I was not replying to him.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we got it. So you're the prankster. Yeah. Is there any more questions?
By the time it got to the golden ticket part, he wasn't replying to him. But at the beginning, when he was trying to get Nathan Oakley to go, there was loads of emails about all sorts of stuff where he found out about commission, apparently. But don't worry about those emails, just the end one.
Questions for the prankster before we get into this?
I think. Why did you decide to do it? That would be my question.
Well, here we go.
What?
Right, so first real question comes in from Brian's Logic. Why did you decide to do it? Now, at this point is when I went into sort of a police officer mode and thought, this guy's answers, there's something going wrong. Right, listen. Well done, Brian, for saying this as well, actually. This is good. But listen to the reply.
I think. Why did you decide to do it? That would be my question.
What?
What?
Why did you decide to do that? What was the purpose of you deciding to do that?
I was doing that to, like, to expose Will Duffy, but I was not knowing, like, at that time, like, he will know, like, I'm a fighter, because I didn't tell anyone except one person. So I was not knowing.
So he let slip there. He didn't tell anyone except one person. So that's a typical type answer, right? He did tell somebody, so it's sort of a lie, right? But it's a corrected lie. He says, I didn't tell anyone apart from one person, right? So lie, correction. Now, do you consider this man a liar? Because he's just lied to you, blatantly.
Knowing, like, it will get open. So
expose him in what way?
By like he is like getting a flower, but he's not having money, so he's not very like that.
I
Right?
didn't understand that. Can you speak clearly?
I understand that. You have to be more clear, please, and don't leave out words. Fill in all the sentences. Thank you.
Exposed in that way, like I was simply saying, like when he got the winner, just after 1 hour, I emailed him for the last time or after a long time, like, hey, I don't have money and I am backing out from the sponsorship, and I'm also going to block you. So I will not reply to your email. So like I'm out for it. I just emailed him just after 1 hour, but he was waiting for 2 days. I think he was contacting with Nicktoon or he was something. I also tried to go somewhere else to know.
Anybody get any of that? Because that's just somebody's flapping about trying to answer that question. There's something going on there, and they're not picking up on it.
Like, did he told that girl like the sponsor back out or something? But he didn't told her also. So he was doing some
So just
planning.
slow down, Moon, again. Right. So you've communicated with the pastor that you're out. It's a joke. Before he's got all these people together and golden showered them.
No, just after his golden shower, just after half or 1 hour.
Okay.
He completed his live. I sent him an email. Yeah. I don't know before that he know or not. Maybe he know or may not be. Like there is 50% chances. But I told him personally after that. Yeah.
Okay.
Just for 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds. Super chat.
Yeah, I wanted to get to those and then we'll carry on. Go ahead, Adam.
Right, so super chats. What was that guy's answer there? Brian asked him probably one of the only questions that was worth. Like, what did he do it for?
He wanted to expose Will Duffy, was kind of what I heard, but I didn't really get much beyond that.
Yeah, like, how would he expose Will Duffy? Did it work? Like, what was his plan? Who is he? Do you know him? Have you ever heard of New Moon?
I've not heard of that person.
Arpit Sharma.
Flat Arthur. Just Flat Arthur. Look into him.
Is that who it is? Flat Arthur, is it? Is that who it is? It's not a secret, is it? Arpit Sharma. New Moon. Is that Flat Arthur? Because I think I've heard of that. No? Keep it a secret. Don't worry about it.
There's only the one, as far as I can see. It's the next one's from Tony Whitcomb. Cheers, Tony. I see McGoon has all the Santa memorabilia on his shelf behind him and pushing it as, well, still, as an adult, and no proof offered up either.
Yep.
Cheers, Tony.
You missed Stephen Cooks.
Someone's off mute there.
My apologies. Yeah, who's hot micing? Duncan, can you just mute, dude?
I got him.
Bro. Right, so another one from Stephen Cook. This, he said, she said.
As a flat earther. Me.
So, go ahead, Brian. You had something to add before we begin again?
Yeah, for New Moon, one last question. How did you doing that help me? How did you doing that prank, how has that helped me?
Another good question from Brian.
Like it got exposed, so everything gone wrong. So I didn't expected that, right? So it is not helping now. But at that point, I was not even knowing like Will Duffy will make the videos or something. I was just trying to understand like what will he do or not. What will be his thinking?
So he ran with it. He ran with your prank without properly vetting you, correct?
No, he's so stupid and gullible. Yeah, he like I don't know what was in his mind, but he was very.
The reason I'm asking that is, was this prank you played on Will Duffy? How has that helped our side of this argument? Or was it something that you just did because you wanted to do it because of you? Like, you can't say like, how did you determine this would be a help for me as a flat earther?
I think what Brian's trying to say is, did you do this as a personal thing, or did you do it for the good of the flat earth? Because Brian and this new moon character, supposedly they're both flat earthers. So Brian's saying, did you do it just for yourself, or did you do it as a whole? Like, what are you doing? It's a valid question.
He already answered it. He said it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. Well, my point being, it wasn't a scam, but what didn't has it helped me or the situation? I don't know. Has it? I'm not saying it hasn't.
For the defence, Brian. So
come on.
If I was to put it into I would say what New Moon's claiming is he showed that the pastor has no due diligence in anything he's doing.
Says the guys that haven't noticed that the guy they're talking to is the guy that wanted to bring Nathan Oakley into it. In fact, he did. Will Duffy made a video about inviting Nathan Oakley to go there. Nathan Oakley made a video where he called Will Duffy all sorts of names because he invited him to go there. So they both made their little videos about it, but nobody is going to use their due diligence to ask the fucking guy that did it. Because they're not going to notice it. They don't know. We'll never speak of it ever again. Don't worry.
Slipped away. Have they actually asked who this guy is? Have we met him? Have we spoken to him? And have they done any of that yet?
No.
When do
No, but I heard
when he came.
I heard QE at the beginning ask for Flat Arthur, and now he's talking about New Moon.
Yeah, but you mean kind of first thing you do, you check. Well, when did he come on the server? How long has he been around?
Well, if QE's calling him Flat Arthur, then he goes by another name too.
Okay.
He's got multiple names. He's using his girlfriend's email addresses.
Yeah.
He's using his own email addresses. He's using New Moon. He's using Flat Arthur. This guy, this character, has multiple accounts that he uses. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
QE knows he knows what he's doing too. So does Adam. We've been around these people where they actually do this. They just make up accounts. They're professionals at doing this sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting they don't want to go there and
openly
openly ask and investigate.
They're purposely not asking questions, aren't they? They're purposely not asking questions. They're diverting people from it. Like, they don't want to press him on why he did it. Is that because they know?
Well, it seems to me their main focus seems to be to separate the scam a bit and put him down as a prankster, merry prankster. Oh, he had a little jape and you naughty, naughty boy. And to remove the scammer, part that's been attached. They seem to be more focused on that than anything. And wondering, hey, why did you pull us into this, man? Come on. We don't want to be drawn into all this scams and possible fraud or whatever you're up, or be seen that way, even if it turns out you're just a naughty boy. But you wouldn't want to be implicated in
Could QE and Adam be
given
already in it? I mean,
yeah,
they didn't get invited, did they?
No. And the whole thing seems to be to want to make the flat earthers look negative anyway. You definitely wouldn't want to be, attached to that, somebody calling you the scammers and, was it to do with Oakley? What was, no, come on, we don't want to be part of that.
Well, what did Nathan Oakley call Will Duffy?
Yeah, a fraud. Yeah.
That's much worse than a scammer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Proper legal implications with that.
Well.
Yeah. See, has the table been turned?
Yeah.
Is that what Will Duffy's done? Has he just flipped the tables on them? Who knows? Questions will never be asked. But, I mean, it is a nicer drama that's playing out in front of us. Nobody else seems to be noticing.
Yeah. It's a bit of a soap opera. It's quite interesting.
Yeah. If he's got no due diligence in this kind of thing, which really does require some level of due diligence before you go and pimp a competition to get people's hopes up, he's the one that ran the competition, not New Moon. So maybe he was just testing his quality of due diligence, and if we can appraise it in this area.
Well, actually, he's already paying for Jaren and Whitsitt to go, Will Duffy. The actual golden ticket thing, idea, was actually New Moon. He offered the money up to deal with Nathan. And Nathan declined it. New Moon could have just removed that money. Took it out of the thing. And, that was a good prank. Luckily enough, Nathan didn't accept. See ya, I'm out of here. But no, New Moon kept the money in play. So, yes, New Moon did start this thing. Adam, due diligence. It wouldn't have been around if New Moon hadn't have offered for Nathan Oakley to pay to go to Antarctica. This wouldn't be happening. But we'll miss that, Let's not go with that.
We could apply his due diligence in other areas, like, I don't know, checking whether or not the company that's charging 15 grand even offers to sell a 24-hour sun in the south. Those sorts of things.
Yeah. Well,
that would be it. That's his point. That's the best he's proved here.
Okay, but what I would say very briefly before, because I know you want to start a video, is Will Duffy is a businessman. So I find it very strange. For me, the jury's out on this one. I find it extremely strange that he wouldn't vet somebody. I find that extremely strange. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. Okay.
Well, that's right. No.
Yeah, Gooey brushes it over. Adam brushes it over. Perhaps they're all in on it. Perhaps this makes Will Duffy look good, and perhaps Adam and QE have set this guy up to do this, so Will Duffy can end up looking good at the end of it. Right? QE's known for making flat earthers look stupid. He's been handing them out ridiculous fucking arguments for ages. He thinks he's the guy that's brought science. QE's known for making flat earthers look stupid. Everybody knows that. Gee, come on.
He's not. And this is the point. Right, the word scam has been...
He is in real life. He is a businessman in real life.
I'm suggesting this is a scam. I've already highlighted where...
So if Will Duffy is a businessman, which he purports to be, I mean, he could just be a YouTube character. Who knows? We've known YouTube characters pretend to be pilots, scientists, surveyors, captains. There've been all sorts. Military men. They've pretended to be all sorts of stuff.
Don't forget the surveyors.
Yeah. So anybody can pretend to be anything on YouTube, particularly professors or anything like that. He just says he's a pastor, he's got a church, or he's shown McToon and his flat earth friend, in the church. Who knows? He might want to put a few bums on his seats in the congregation. That's what this could be. Could be a deal with the PLE to get commissions from a load of people to go over to it to look at the light in the sky. It could be a regular thing. It could be, it could be a yearly trip by a load of Globe. The Church of Globe might have a pilgrimage to go and look at the lights in the sky. Could be a regular thing. You never know.
That financial remuneration he's getting on his ticket prices might be the scam. And I would suggest then that there might be an alternative reason for him to happily accept this, knowing the consequences for the poor people that he's going to golden shower, that it's a scam. It doesn't matter, because what it does is provide free entertainment and promotion for his scam for the next week or two. A bit of interest, something to keep it going.
So Adam here is calling it a scam. Not the stuff that the guy's done to Will Duffy, but what Will Duffy's doing, Adam says, is a scam. Don't know whether that might need backing up or anything, but, he's putting the implications out there. Will Duffy is about it.
December. That might be the reason. He's not a businessman. He's on a scam. And this is your indictment, New Moon. You've added fuel to his bullshit fire. That would be my critique.
I wasn't pointing at this. What I'm saying is that you can't be a businessman and make the money he's made and be as naive as he seems to have been with New Moon. I just find that whole thing very strange. I don't trust it.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't a business decision. It wasn't even the point of accepting it and moving forward with no due diligence is because it added fuel to the fire. We've ignored it. He's been desperate. Look at the way he's tried to get Nathan's attention. They've goaded Nathan, to try and get us to give them some validation. It's not there. So, like I said, if I was to offer any...
They've goaded Nathan. Look, go back again, right? So, tell me Adam doesn't know about this. Listen to it.
The point of accepting it and moving forward with no due diligence is because it added fuel to the fire. We've ignored it. He's been desperate. Look at the way he's tried to get Nathan's attention. They've goaded Nathan, to try.
Who goaded Nathan in all of this? Come on. Somebody let us know. Who goaded Nathan into this thing?
Mr. New Moon.
The guy that's in the room with them, right?
Yep.
Why Adam's not noticed it, have they? They haven't got the due diligence to know that the fucking guy that's in the room with them is the guy that
thought this whole thing up.
Yeah.
Well, it seems so on the surface.
He brought Nathan into it, right? Yeah, whether he was the actual perpetrator of the whole thing, right? The master plan. But this guy that's in there with them, he was the one that brought Nathan into it. Will Duffy didn't give a shit. He had Witsit and Jaren. He didn't need Nathan.
Yeah, because in the golden ticket, the only person we kind of knew was Brian Leakey, really. It could have been anybody, couldn't it? It could have been a no-name that he put up and said, well, what about this lady, Elizabeth? She's big on TikTok, I'll put the money up for her. It could have been anyone. It's, Nathan's it's a kind of particular choice, isn't it, really?
Yeah. And think about it, right? This guy says he's familiar with Nathan. And so he knew the reaction that Nathan would give.
Yeah.
When Nathan was offered this trip.
Yeah, because he hasn't said, look, I thought it'd be a really good idea if we can get, some focus on Nathan and get him, if it was naive, he thought that was his explanation, I just thought, it would put him in, a bit of advertising, if you like, or
get Nathan
like
talking
that,
to Will Duffy about the science and the implications of the scientific experiments that go on there, all right? Just to get that conversation going, but he's not. Yeah. He's not said any of that.
No, he hasn't justified it or said that's how he started to do it or why he started to do it. It was just, they've had us over before, and I thought, well, I'd pull one on them. But, he could have used anybody.
Specifically, he chose Nathan.
Yeah, like you say, he's there in the room.
Yeah.
And he unanswered questions, and they're not even asking him. He may never return.
Yeah. Well, he could open his own mouth, couldn't he? Right? He could say, oh, I thought it was a good idea to bring Nathan into it. But he's not. He's not saying a thing.
Yeah, not even sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's kind of sort of backfired and didn't want to make you all look a bit stupid.
Yeah, perhaps I should have told Nathan that it was a bit of a play and a trick, and then Nathan could have played along with it for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know I didn't know MCIA MI5 McToon would get involved. CIA McToon.
Yeah. With his emails. He didn't want everyone to know he was a flat earther.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to get that crazy and the police would come and oh my God, I thought it'd be a bit for fun. But yeah.
Right, try and get us to give them some validation. It's not there. So like I said, if I was to offer any critique, you've made it of interest to us again. You gave him the bit of publicity that he's probably desperate for and has got no morals as to what happens to get him the publicity. Hence why, probably, yeah, does that make sense?
I'd say, yeah, it does actually make sense, Adam, because now Will Duffy can call the Flat Earthers all the names, right? But they've actually found the money for this woman. All the Globe guys are all the good ones. They've all come together and found some money, a real sponsor to go on this trip. They're the good guys. So, yeah, he's probably done quite well. I mean, it's got nothing to do with Nathan Oakley, right? Other than this fact that this guy's a flat earther. But to Will Duffy, does it really matter about Nathan Oakley? He's just like an X on the thing, isn't he? He's declined the trip. That's all that is to Will Duffy. Yeah.
It does. Can I just say something? I could honestly say. Can I say something, Brian? I agree with Brian. I'm suspicious as Brian is, and I'm calling out New Moon as maybe he's part of that ruse because he didn't help Flat Earth community, and I think he could be part of the scam. Okay, don't know who he is. And that's what I'm saying. I'm pulling Brian here. Maybe I've gone a little bit further than Brian, but I'm going to go that far.
Much further.
New Moon is part of the scam.
Right, so Jin, everybody knows Jin, right? Everybody's met Jin. He's been in this for quite a while. He doesn't know who he is either. I bet Jin doesn't even know who the woman is that's going on the trip. But he's never heard of this guy that's doing this prank. That's turned up in QE's show. He's never heard of him.
There you go.
You didn't go with Brian, you went with me and then added on a level of conspiracy on top of what I said. So
you better get closer to that mic.
Instead of me just saying, really, is it that bad? I'm literally an inch different.
Yeah, it is, Adam. It's like across the room.
That is weird. I might have to get a new mic.
That sounds good right there. And I told you to get a new mic weeks ago.
You always know best, don't you?
Yes.
Wow.
I forgot.
What you need,
live on show, guys. Come on.
What you need is to work on them core muscles. Then you'll be moving forward into that mic instead of leaning back.
Is that what it is? I should view this as a workout. You're right, Brian. I think Jin's taking it a bit far. I'm not making an accusation to Newman. I'm just saying, look, you've heard it here. We don't see the benefit. I see the funny side. Yeah, which is why you're a very naughty boy. Yeah,
he sees the funny side. Adam sees the funny side. Do you think he'd see the funny side if he knew that this was the guy that invited Nathan Oakley to pay for the trip? Would it be the same? Would Adam be the same? Or does Adam already know? I think that's part of the funny thing. That's why it's funny. They've got one over on Nathan.
But I don't see the benefit for us. Yeah. And the only thing I can see in terms of any overall benefit is this Muppet getting more attention. Which is not necessarily a bad thing as long as we're pointing out he's a scammer. Because this is what's going off. It's an affirming the consequence scam where we've doubled the ticket price.
Okay, are we ready? I think New Moon's here probably to go down the red herring fallacy fiasco of Mr. Email Guy not putting out all the correct information when everything beyond the scam is irrelevant. You follow, New Moon? I'm sure that they're cherry picking stuff. They don't even know what cherry picking is. But that's besides the point. They charged you with scamming. You follow that?
Yeah, I know about that. And
yeah.
I was making video for 15 minutes only. But yeah, he was like doing so many wrong allegations in that.
I understand that. We're probably not going to go through a lot of those. But we're going to go through the beginning of this, and then we're going to go towards the end, the part that I didn't cover, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. You're welcome to stay if you like.
About the end bit, but it's just,
yeah, I'll stay.
This bit's coming up here.
You go to 12 minutes and 45 seconds first.
You want to go to 12:45 because you want to deal with these emails, right?
We can go over this in a minute.
Yeah, for a minute. Yes.
Let's go to 12:45, and let's deal with it. Get this out of the way, okay? I'll go to 12:45, 12:42. How about that? Is that good? Yeah.
I'll let this bit play out, and then we'll.
And you tell me when to stop.
Going over the other
How about
stuff.
that? New Moon.
Go. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. We good? I'm at 12:42.
Yeah, go next. 5 seconds more.
Oh boy. Now I'm at 12:47.
Yeah. Everything gets called a scam in this arena.
So,
I don't think I've ever heard of anything that wasn't counted as a scam.
Will Duffy, right?
I'm not an email guy. Yeah, dear Will Duffy. I don't know the top up here. Is that where you're pointing to?
Yeah. So below that cursor, yeah, here his email is, "Hey Bharti, thanks for reaching me out. I love this idea and we'll do a video on this tomorrow." So that was kind of my last emails, right? And after that, I stopped me emailing. So I will do a video tomorrow. Collecting the $10 would be difficult as I am not set up to take funds. This is Will Duffy saying.
Talking about scams, would everybody class the driving over the bridge with a GPS system to come up with a 90-foot hump in the centre? Would you call that a scam? Strapping shit onto the top of your car and driving over a bridge. Non-standard surveying practices. Teaching people that that's the norm. Going up mountains. Is that classed as a scam? Buying hundreds of theodolites. He's got to get the money from somewhere, right? Who knows?
Will Duffy is saying right now, like he don't have any kind of setup to take the money, right? Mm-hmm. So if I was a money scammer, so listen carefully. If I was a money scammer, then it would be my golden chance. And I would say, okay, if you don't have any kind of setup to take the money, then I will take that money into my account. And then when the flat earthers who will get rejected, I will refund them. But read my mail, read my reply. on the above, right? So my reply is, feel free to use my past emails, just making hide money, right? A few so my email was also charging $10 sound like a good idea to avoid people who are not serious and might be just wasting time. But it...
Did you hear the bit where he said, please feel free to use my past emails? Who says that? What's the idea of that? Interesting that he should say that, though. But
if it's too much trouble, but if it's too much trouble for you, for Will Duffy to take the money, I said, what I said? No worries.
Mm-hmm.
If it's so much worry, like you cannot take money, no worries, leave that idea. So if I was a scammer, so that was my golden chance, but I really don't want to take any kind of money. I don't want to take any kind of like if the money was going, it was only going to Will Duffy. If the emails are going...
Only a true scammer would know where the ideal opportunity to actually scam would be, right? But he didn't take that chance. He wasn't there, so he can't be, can he?
It was going to Will Duffy. Applicants are directly contacting to Will Duffy. I was not an applicant. I was nothing. I was just sending this mail to know like the Will Duffy will go live or not. Like even at the last time, I was thinking again, he will go live or not. I am not sure because I was not replying to his emails. But he was going on and on and on. So this is the whole thing.
Yeah.
Let
me read it out.
Look, both QE and Adam are fighting over because they can hear him flapping. There's something wrong there. These two guys know that there's something going wrong, so they're coming in to save him. These three are on it together. All three of these people are definitely in on this somehow. Sorry, Mike. Go on.
Is this new moon guy like this is an Indian guy who's explaining how to scam people? Is that the?
Yeah,
do I have that correct?
Yeah, he's like where you would have been able to scam had he been a scammer. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
But he's not.
Just wanted
to
be clear.
Yeah. It's because he wrote it in the email that he's not, right?
Right.
Is that Mike Jones?
Scam.
Hey, Mike, I don't know. I got you turned way down. I can't even hear you. Sorry.
Come on, Rob. Turn him back up.
I got to turn him up. Give me a second. Don't talk yet, Mike.
That'll be when he was singing the other week.
Rob's got me turned down. That's hilarious.
Yeah, this is.
I'm really sorry, horizontal, whatever you're doing. You go ahead now, Mike. I got you.
No, I'm just commenting about how we're getting scamming lessons by the by New Moon, the Indian not scammer.
Yeah, the one that nobody's ever heard of before, right? Nobody's bother asking him. You know, like, do we actually know who you are?
Well, he's a stereotypical Indian scammer. Taken over from Lagos.
Videos?
They don't come from Nigeria anymore. They are all come from India.
I didn't go there. I didn't go there. I just put it in your head.
Just riffing off of Adam.
Yeah. No, I think it's Nathan that comes in with the voices. Nathan does the voices.
Yeah, but Adam knows lots of brown people. I'm not racist, but I've got a black friend.
Right, here we go.
So Adam, relax. Let me read this out.
Adam, relax.
Feel free to use any past emails. This is from New Moon, the gentleman that's on our panel. Feel free to use any of my past emails I've sent you. Just make sure to hide my name. A few people in the community know where I work and are related to me, so I'd rather not take any chances. It's rare they might see it, but better safe than sorry. Also, charging $10 sounds like a good idea to avoid people who aren't serious and might just be wasting time. But if it's too much trouble, no worries. I just hope we get a good group of candidates. You can set any rules you need to, like to filter out people who aren't really into this or just want a free trip. Just let me know when it's time to sort out the payments. Peace. Thanks. Bajarti Rajput. That's you.
That's my role.
Armpit.
Yeah.
Pajarit. He got to armpit from Pajarit.
Girlfriend. Ex-girlfriend.
Nah, that's his wife's account.
It's his ex-girlfriend. He said, that's my girlfriend's ex-girlfriend's. So it might have been an ex-girlfriend because he was using her email to
She is
fuck
now.
about with people.
You what? You did what?
No, why didn't you use yours? We've got hundreds of them. Come on, we're known for it in this country.
I'm going to like it.
All right.
Quick question.
Talk
So
about
as I
the
read
super
that,
chat.
Hold on.
Talk about
We got a super chat. Super prankster.
no, Flatsy's back.
Yeah, Booger said super chat a bunch,
Adam's
but he's
been
saying it in
drinking
such
a
a
little
high
bit.
pitch
Give
you
him a
can't
break.
hear him, I guess. Tony Whitcomb sent Adam, I told you to dump your wife and get a man called Mike. LOL.
Tony.
You and Kiwi are in agreement.
For Mike's kick-ass wheat bread. That's an inside joke. Never mind. Okay, so we're all good. Is there anything else you want me to do, New Moon?
No, continue your video. I'm here.
I'm not going to continue from 12:47. I'm going to go back to the beginning
I see.
to
Gonna go
orient
back to the
everyone.
beginning.
Is that okay?
Yeah, anything you want.
Uh-oh.
That's what she said.
Right, so listen to that. Listen. I'll go back a bit so you can listen. He says, I'm going to go back to the beginning. Listen how keen he is.
Back to the beginning to orient everyone. Is that okay?
Yeah, anything you want.
Yeah, anything you want.
That's what she said.
He's keen on that, right?
Here we go.
You may have heard about the final experiment, a trip that is bringing some flat
final excrement, you meant to say.
Flat earthers and some normal people to Antarctica to see if the sun's...
Shout out to Betty, some flat earthers and normal people. Sorry to interrupt, but I thought Betty might have a problem with that.
Yes, I do. Flat earthers and normal people. I'm glad I'm not normal.
So I think you're begging
That's the point. That is true. And Betty's response is the correct one. I'm glad I'm not normal. But
Yeah.
that is the normal position.
Normies.
Yeah.
Circles
Don't be
overhead for
embarrassed
20
to make yourself special.
What's up with normies? Like, yeah, this is what I've been going on about, right? I've always been here for the normal people. Right? I'm not a flat earther and I'm not a globe earther like these guys are. Just, just somebody who lives in reality. I'm one of the normies. Like my dad, like my wife, like most of the people around us.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I consider myself a normal flat earther. Just saying.
It's okay. It's not flat,
Thank-
Rob.
Thank you.
Well, these
At least you guys let me hang out here. That's cool.
they're trying to
I love it
differentiate
here.
between them, right? These guys are trying to differentiate, right? Both
I
Will
agree.
Duffy, McToon, and Adam and QE. There's no difference. They're trying to differentiate between flat earthers and normal people. Everybody's just a normal person, unless you think yourself special. I wouldn't. Everybody's an individual. But these guys are the ones that want to put a false dichotomy out there.
Jesus.
You know I like a dramatic pause. You tell people.
Yes, I do. Are you done?
Hell yeah.
Some flat earth.
Here we go. This one.
I am being an arrogant twat.
Yes, you are, Adam.
And some normal people to Antarctica to see if the sun circles overhead for 24 hours a day or if it sets like the flat earthers think.
No, 2 earthers. Get it right.
Here we go again.
And then you may have heard.
Putting division. This is QE now. Putting division in. Because as you'll find out, there are flat earthers and not flat earthers. And now there's true flat earthers and true earthers. There's lots of these little groups that they put up. It's one of the most bigoted places, the Earth Shape Arena. You want to be careful whenever you come into this arena. And there will be a bigoted box for you to jump into, and you'll be able to call other people as well. Seems to be one of the main things that happens around this arena. This sort of stuff.
Heard of the golden ticket where
the golden shower ticket. Yes, we went over it in the last treatment. Yes.
Some donor offered to pay.
Poor sap, in other words.
For any flat earther to go. And
it was Nathan Oakley first, but maybe that was a mistake that McToon went. If McToon had mentioned it there, they might have picked up on it, but he didn't.
And they just needed to, establish that they had been.
They just need to, No, we don't. That's not a type of situation here. You're just making shit up.
A flat earther for a little while, instead of just saying, "Oh, I'm a glober, but I want to pretend." That wasn't the idea. So,
New Moon. So, when in your correspondence, in terms of criterion, did you set any criterion of who should go, other than stating, as you've shown, that to make sure they're serious, they should just put a nominal value up? Did you state any criteria for selection?
No, like as I emailed, like you can make any rules to filter out the people. I just suggested it should be maybe more than 2 years old flat earth, but that was just my only suggestion, and all the planning was by the Will Duffy. But the strange thing is, like after his life, when I told him like I was a fake, like I am not going to pay any sponsorship, he is still doing it. He's still.
Did he say when I told him I was a fake, I wasn't going to pay any sponsorship? So is that like an admission that he did say he was a fake? Or did he just say he wasn't going to pay the sponsorship? Go back over it, because no, they won't go back over it. Listen to what he says.
More than 2 years old flat earth. But that was just my only suggestion, and all the planning was by the Will Duffy. But the strange thing is, like after his life, when I told him like I was a fake, like I am not going to pay any sponsorship, he is still doing it. He's still begging for money, and he's calling me scammer. Will Duffy calling me scammer everywhere. Like someone scammed me so much money. So why you are not just closing the thing? Like he can just say to that girl, "Oh, that was a wrong claim. That was a fake offer. So you can't go." But he is just giving money to everyone.
You answered the question. He answered your question. Hold on, Adam.
Yeah.
He answered your question, Adam. He didn't. I remember reading that that part that he wrote to Will Duffy, that he said, he suggested a couple things, but more or left it up to Duffy.
We read those emails.
That's the answer to the question.
We'll go
Can I say something here?
I'm thinking no.
Will Duffy, this is pertinent. Will Duffy, from recollection, said that Jaron contacted him because somebody told Jaron that this was a scam. Now, this was, a good point. I don't know when Will Duffy, when this video came out in relation to the video where he was doing the raffle and that girl Elizabeth won, but Neil Moon is saying here that he sent him an email 10 minutes afterwards, after the competition, where Elizabeth won. right, this girl Elizabeth. Now, I can't say that Will Duffy saw that email or not, but there's a bit of an issue there, because Will Duffy claimed that it was through Jaron that he found out about this. Just throwing that out there.
Huey, share your screen.
My email to Will Duffy was not like I'm a flat earther, but Jaron know like I'm a flat earther, but I didn't know like Jaron was to me.
But you said that you sent an email to Will Duffy that 10 minutes after he had done the competition where the girl Elizabeth won the competition. 10 minutes later, you sent an email to him telling him that the thing was only a prank, that you weren't actually going to pay for anyone. Is that correct?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I didn't.
Yeah, so he's like, yeah, but so he did send him an email, but Will Duffy in this says that Jaron told him, which is another line of questioning. I can understand Brian questioning him, right? But QE doesn't even want Brian questioning him. It's as though QE and Adam are in on the new moon thing.
But McTune had a different version, didn't he? That he said that he couldn't. He'd had a business deal. He got involved with a charity, donated some money, which they said that they would refund. It was refundable, and
non-refundable.
Well, he told them that he contacted the charity New Moon supposedly, and they gave him a picture, a valuable picture instead of the money. They said this picture has been valued at whatever he didn't say the value, I don't think. And he said that they'd got the picture and they'd had it appraised. They'd found out that it was done by a 5-year-old with crayons, which is a much more detailed story than this. I told him, I admitted I was a prankster.
Yeah.
Because that's not what New Moons now has confirmed. I mean, that was the story that McTune told.
Yeah, you'd have to be
That's
a
why he couldn't
creative
pay
scammer
the money.
to be
So I've
able
got
to
to pull
do
out.
that.
Yeah. And then he said, I deleted these emails. I didn't, I didn't, I just sort of blocked them. I didn't reply anymore. He just said, I haven't got the money. That's that. So, that's a much more of a developed story, to say how he got out of how he could no longer pay for this flat earther to go.
I think that's what Brian's trying to get at, isn't it? Like, it's like there's something's
not quite
something
right.
stinks around here. Like these stories aren't matching up, and that normally happens when somebody's bullshitting.
Yeah.
Which obviously there's some sort of shit going on. You can smell it, can't you? You can hear in the way he's nervous about how he replies. You definitely dig into it a bit more than these guys do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Hang on, Well, where did you come up with that? I mean, where did you come up with this picture story? I mean, if somebody told you that, you'd think, oh, come on. You'd immediately know something was wrong if Duffy hadn't worked it out by then.
And within these arenas, you get to learn that these stories that we hear, they're the ones that influence people in the future, right? Because that's what they've heard. I don't work like that. So I can just take all of these different bits, and I think that's what Brian's done. Brian's heard something else, and he's matching it up with these words that are coming from this guy, and they don't match. There's something wrong. But I think he gets moved on. I think the boys don't want him to continue this.
I'm a flat earther. Will Duffy was.
Never mind that. That doesn't matter whether you're flat earth or not. Will Duffy says, and I think he would say in this publicly, he said publicly that Jaron Campanella told him about this. Now that doesn't mean he saw your email. Maybe Jaron Campanella did see him, tell him, and he didn't see your email. I don't know. But he said Jaron Campanella found out through someone else that it was a prank. Now, how did Jaron Campanella find out? If you'd only sent him an email. Who else knew about it besides you?
I got it. So I told Jaron on Telegram even before Will Duffy. So that's why he know that.
Fair enough.
When did you tell Jaren? Because Jaren, if he told him 3 weeks ago, Jaren could have told him 3 weeks ago. And Will Duffy could have carried on with this knowing it was a scam. But when did he tell Jaren?
Yeah, so, but Will Duffy was just waiting.
No.
Like, he didn't made any kind of video, like someone scammed me. But when Will
And
Duffy...
did you tell Jaren...
Stop. So,
oh, here we
how
go,
many
Adam.
hours or days before the golden shower event did you tell Jaren?
Like, I didn't told him properly. Like, he was also confused and he was asking me questions. Yeah, it was probably, but he was like I sent him on Telegram because I was talking with Dan.
No. Stop.
Listen to that reply. Was that a direct answer? Is there something a little bit fishy going on there?
Yeah, it sounds a bit vague.
Come on. What? No, nobody consider that. Let's just get him to slow down. Maybe perhaps he's nervous. Right, he might not ever have been this. He is a flat earther. He's on a big show with QE, and he's pulled off one of the biggest pranks of probably our time. Right? I mean, nobody else has managed to prank somebody like that over a 35 grand trip, and it's pulled through. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's all been sorted out. But this guy's involved in it somehow.
Slow down.
We just want to know the time.
My wife, how long tea'll be. She tells me what tea'll be, not how long it'll be. So I'll ask you again. How long before the golden shower show did you tell or imply to Jaren that this was a scam?
It was a prank. Like, I told him.
Prank. Sorry.
Maybe one day or two. Like, I was talking with Dan the Waterman, but I didn't told Jaren like properly, so he didn't know. Like, I think after
he was talking with Dan the Waterman. So was he talking with Dan the Waterman before or after? But remember, he told us at the beginning that he'd told nobody other than just one person. But now Jaren and Dan the Waterman that he was talking to. Perhaps it was just a conversation about something different. And he's trying to remember when it was that he told Jaren. Who knows? But, other people are being brought into it.
live stream got over, then he was asking me more questions. But yeah, I told him before that, but he was not like fully sure like what's going on, like who
So
are you?
when?
Like
Okay.
he even got
Right,
called it like
wait, slow
because-
down. Right. So this we're nearly there. When you've used a bit of vernacular that I'm unsure of, because if I'm going to allude to a fellow flat earther, true earther, Jaren, that this is not real, right? What do you? What did you say that didn't really tell him it was a prank, but alluded to it then? Because do you understand, right, that you've already been committed of the crime of being a very naughty boy?
Right, yeah, forget about Adam. Remember, Jaren's told him, supposedly. Jaren's told Will Duffy that he's been scammed. He's been tricked. He's been pranked. So Jaren must have told him. So Jaren must have been told. Why is this guy not saying he told him? What's going on? Come on.
Boy, who is a prankster, not a scammer. So all we're trying to get elucidate from you is timeline information. Nothing to indict you. You're already done. Yeah? Yeah? Very naughty prankster, right? But what we're asking is we're trying to find out what's gone off in this timeline. Because what they're trying to portray is that this is a long-standing scam from flat earthers, right? So what we want to know is what
all the way back
when
to
you
when
say
Nathan Oakley was invited.
I alluded to Jaren. What did you say?
Okay, so like Jaren know me by my name New Moon, right? He know me for more than 2 years, maybe. By my new moon name, he knows me. But on my Telegram, my name is different. So when I told him, so he was confused. Like, oh, so I told him that I am new moon after 2 days after that. So he know, oh, you are new moon. I was not knowing that, like, because my name was different. So I told him, yeah. So I was just telling you. I was not knowing, like, you will tell Will Duffy. So he was like, okay. So he was saying, yeah, I told him. So I was, okay, it's not a problem. If you can.
No more. Please, no, Adam, no. I'm sorry, Adam,
Also,
you're not doing this. Sorry.
Yeah.
Give me a
See, Adam's Flat Earth Society, he knows. He's trying to lead the witness. And he has. There's something wrong there. Wait, how can he not answer that question? What's going on? Definitely something going on there.
I'm trying to get a little bit of clarity.
We're not getting clarity here. We're not getting
Now,
clarity.
you're about to change the direction, so let me just...
I'm not about to change the direction. I'm going to get the thing that you were asking for. That's what I was just about to ask him for when you came in. New Moon, did you tell Jaron that this was all a big prank before or after the competition?
The competition. I think I told him, like, there is something going on and not properly, but I think after the competition we started talking about that. Yeah.
So did you contact, after the competition, did you contact Jaron first or Will Duffy first to state that this was a prank?
No, I contacted Jaron first, but Jaron was not properly, like, knowing, like, what's going on. So he was like...
He said, right, 10 minutes after the actual golden ticket, he contacted Will Duffy with an email. And now he's contacted Jaron first. Wow.
Like,
Did he not know what? How would you tell someone that it's a prank but not tell him it's a prank? What? When did Jaron find out for definite that it was a prank?
For definite, like, I can't say, like, what was in his mind, because he was he got lots of telegrams messages, some fake, some real, and he was not even knowing me because I was with another name.
He got lots of telegram messages, some fake and some real. Jaron did. Like, who was sending the fake ones? What's going on? What's this guy hiding? What are they all playing at?
Hang on. You said you told Jaron it was a prank. When I asked, how did Jaron come to tell Will Duffy?
It's why I like Brian in this, right? Brian genuinely is trying to find out some answers. He's trying to work out what's going on. But as always in this arena, people have lost their minds. They don't know what they're saying when they're answering. You can't answer questions properly. And this is where we end up.
If you emailed Will Duffy, now Will Duffy may not have seen your email, but Will Duffy publicly stated that he got told it was a prank from Jaron. Now you said that you had told Jaron. You said to us only a few minutes ago that you had told Jaron before Will Duffy. Now, did you tell Jaron it was a prank before you told Will Duffy it was a prank?
Yeah, but it took Jaron to understand 1 or 2 days for it. So when he told him, I think it was after, like, he told him after 1 day after, like, yeah.
All right,
like,
we're gonna stop this. We're gonna stop it. Stop.
Look, QE's coming in to stop it. Too much interrogation of the witness. He's fluffing it. He's coming in to save him. Right? Brian's trying to find out what the fuck's going on. As most people would want to know what's going on. It stinks. QE's coming in to stop it.
Is it maybe because he knows more about it than
I would say
he doesn't
so.
want the guy to slip up?
Yeah.
Well, the implication's there at least, isn't it?
Yeah. How can he not be?
Infer that. Yeah. because he surely, he'd want to know that too. I mean, it's critical. That's the critical part of that, really, is when Jaren knew, when Duffy knew, in the timeline where it all fits.
Gets even worse, right? Because he says that Jaren. Well, I mean, we'll play it, right? This will develop more.
We're not going 3 hours into stop. Now we're gonna move on.
See? Look at
because
that.
I'm getting sick of it. Okay?
Getting upset
from all of you.
I've gathered sufficient evidence. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
We're just looking to find out what something is. We still haven't found out, but okay.
Will Duffy of the.
So there you go, Brian has to sit down. Sit down, Brian.
What's
And he knows his place.
People trying to get to the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian's like,
there wasn't anything
okay.
there. It wasn't like waffling or something. I'm fed up with listening this round and round. Come on, let's move on.
Brian was really getting somewhere there, right? You could hear him flapping.
Forensic investigation. At least, Brian, come on. I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, good on you, Brian. But, I mean, I don't think it's going to work, right? There's something going on here that you're not part of, Brian, and you're not allowed to even ask the questions.
Final experiment narrowed it down. He offered this out. Over 40 people applied. He narrowed it down to 10 people and then chose one person in the end.
Right, so what happened here? This new moon invites Nathan Oakley. Obviously, that gets turned down by Nathan Oakley. It leads up into this thing. And then all of a sudden, Will Duffy has got the ability to have a golden ticket, a Willy Wonka moment. So what he does is he asks flat earthers, the ones that are willing to go on camera, right, to send him a picture, their name, their real name, and, a little piece about them, about where they live, the backstory, whether they can go on this trip. So 40 flat earthers, probably prominent flat earthers, because they had to have been around for 2 years. All of this has to be vetted. They have to be able to prove they've been flat earthers for 2 years. And they've got, subs or whatever, right? They send that to Will Duffy. Will Duffy's got that. He's whittled it down to 10. And now they've got the 10 people on the thing and golden ticket time. Will Duffy's got a chance to be the guy, the front man. He's on the camera. He's the guy with the golden ticket now. That's what this new moon gave Will Duffy the chance to do. All because this guy's done it. And QE's doesn't want him to be questioned about Jaren breaking it. Jen's never even heard of him.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah. New Moon, did you receive any money? Did you take any money off of Will Duffy, the Dozy Duffer?
No, I'm going to say no one is liable to pay any single dollar. Will Duffy is not liable to pay any single dollar to anyone, to Elizabeth or to anyone.
That's not my question.
No.
That wasn't my question.
I don't got any money. Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
No scam.
That was what we told you to say.
Wait there, finish. At any point during your conversing with Pastor Will and your fake offer, did you attempt to obtain any money from Pastor Will?
No. If someone can prove me, like I even tried to get any money, I even tried to get any kind of benefit of money, even a single dollar, then I'll call myself a scammer. I even didn't try to take money. And when Will Duffy said he don't have any kind of way to take the payments, I told him, okay, then leave that idea.
Yep.
If I was a money taker, I was.
Yes, we already went over that. Be advised, you need to learn what open and closed-ended questions are. They're yes or no questions. Okay?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Adam, any more closed-ended questions?
No, that was perfect. There was a reason for it. Miss Tree, go ahead, madam.
was just looking forward to moving forward.
Just ascertain.
Mystery, hold on.
These guys have accused New Moon of being a scammer.
Okay.
So what we've got now is the confirmation that at no point, Mystery, did New Moon ask for any form of payment remuneration in any way.
Mystery.
Never pot.
Mystery will not be asking any more questions. Thanks, Adam, for chasing that rabbit. Okay? Appreciate it. We're going to continue.
Does he sound...
I was deceived and duped by a...
Well, you were deceived and duped by a prankster, not a scammer, son.
Flat earther.
By a flat earther.
By a flat earth. New Moon, are you a flat earther?
Yes, I am a flat earther.
Yes, he is.
Do you know with absolute certainty, without a doubt, that the earth is flat?
See, does this sound like a religious thing, right? Listen to it again, right? QE's got somebody in there, right? And it sounds like somebody's taking an oath or whatever, right? I'll place your hand on the book of, what's it called? All roads lead to the flat earth. Put your hand on there. Say this. Are you a flat earther?
The holy book.
Yes, I am a flat earther.
Do you know with absolute certainty, without a doubt, that the earth is flat?
Yeah.
I do.
For sure.
Thank you.
Concerning...
Come on. Thank you very much. You pass. You can go in. Go in through the holy doors of flatness.
You can roll your trouser leg back down now. Take your finger out your bum. Come on.
TFE's golden ticket offer. It was not a real offer. I was being lied to.
But not scammed. You were being deceived. And you didn't do your due diligence.
Now, to give some backstory, Jaren reached out to me.
We don't give a shit about Jaren.
Yeah, we do. Of course
your
we do.
Due diligence skills
Jaren
are
reached out to him.
And non-existent as your vetting skills are.
Because what this does, right? When you look at this, look at the bigger picture, what's going on here, right? Will Duffy, he's been lied to by a flat earther. Right? But who told him? Jaren, the good flat earther. Jaren, the good flat earther, who's going on a trip with Will Duffy, has told him that you're some bad flat earther. And where's the bad flat earther? That's right. He's in QE's chat with Adam. The flat earth debate guys. The bad flat earthers that they want to do away with. Because they don't need flat earthers like QE and Nathan, Brian, Adam Meakin, causing division within different groups of flat earthers, saying you're not a flat earther and you're not a flat earther. Will Duffy's got all of the top 40 flat earthers, the names and addresses and the pictures and everything. He's got quite a good access now to all things flat earthers. Will Duffy. He's got nothing on QE or Adam Meakin. He doesn't even know who they are. I bet you. He hasn't got a clue. But Jaren's the good flat earther, and the bad one's the one that lied to him. The one that's with QE and Adam, the one they're joking with.
That's what was demonstrated here. You didn't ask this quote-unquote donor when he said, I'm going to offer a ticket that's a $35,000 ticket, and you didn't request the funds? You didn't have funds in hand when you conducted your little friggin' golden shower fiasco? Now, granted, you were pranked, but that doesn't alleviate your responsibility in this matter, sir.
QE part of it? Or is QE being pranked as well?
And said he needed to talk. And we got on the phone, and he said someone reached out to him and told him that it was all a prank.
That's what it is, a prank. A prank is not a scam.
And this person thought...
Yes, I read this out on air live.
Right. Should we read that one out? Should we? Let's. I think I've got it on another video here. Flat Earth scammer. Here we go. This is the actual video, right? Not the one with QE. Can you see that?
I'm embarrassed to admit that I was scammed. I was deceived and duped by a flat earther concerning TFE's golden ticket offer. It was not a real offer. I was being lied to. Now, to give some backstory, Jaron reached out to me and said he needed to talk. And we got on the phone, and he said someone reached out to him and told him that it was all a prank.
Oh, prank.
And this person thought it was just so hilarious that they...
Right, because you can't really see it that well. I've upped the quality. I don't know what you guys can read the quality. But QE says he's just read out, right, in that other video, that he read this email out. Do you want me to read it? It says, "Dear Will Duffy, I hope this email finds you well. I was disappointed to learn that Nathan Oakley declined my previous offer. Therefore, I have decided to propose something new. I'm offering an exclusive trip to Antarctica for only $10 to one individual." Right? So right at the top, in the email that QE says he's read out, it says, "I was disappointed to learn that Nathan Oakley declined my previous offer." Here. Right here, right in this bit here at the top. Anybody can get that? That's on the Will Duffy video. Flat Earth Scammer Court from Toons. If you want to check it, we'll go back to the other... back to this one here. You can see that's the video with the email, and that's Will Duffy saying it there. And I'll just go back about 10 seconds.
That's what it is, a prank. A prank is not a scam.
Listen to QE, what he says.
And this person thought...
Yes, I read this out on air live. The treatment the other day.
Yeah, so he's no need to read it out right now on the screen. The other guy wanted to pass on, go to 12 minutes in the video.
Didn't Nathan say he'd never had any communication? That Duffy'd only sort of replied to him in some YouTube chat or something. He'd never had a formal offer to go or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, so they've got the guy there that invited Nathan. I don't know whether he informed Nathan that he'd invited him to go on this prank trip.
I know the video, he put out the video that had been offered, but
yeah,
Oakley said he didn't know anything about it. Nobody had got in touch with him. So I don't know where him declining the offer had gone down, if it had at all, and why they're not questioning any of that.
Particularly as QE's just said, he read the email out.
Yeah.
So they've got to know, right? QE said he's read the email out. He doesn't need to read it again. They've got to know. QE's got to know that this guy is the guy that brought Nathan Oakley into it.
Well, we know.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I mean, like, we knew it before.
Yeah,
all of this even occurred. Like, most of everybody has been listening to this drama play out. They knew that some guy had invited Nathan Oakley to. Whether Nathan Oakley watches the videos and all of that, he might not. He might be so insular that he didn't even know. But he did, because he made a video about it. He called Will Duffy all sorts of names. So Nathan Oakley definitely knew. Crazy.
We all know what it says.
It was just so hilarious that they got me. Now, to give Jaron credit, he did not think this was funny at all.
Who gives a shit about Jaron?
And he let the guy know how...
Let the guy know that it wasn't a scam? That it was just a prank?
Listen.
How messed up this was to do to someone.
He didn't do anything to anyone. He did it to you.
Let's ask New Moon right at this moment. Did Jaren actually say that to you? Did he tell you it was messed up for you to prank Will Duffy? Is that what Jaren said? Because Will Duffy's claiming that that's what Jaren said to him. Is that right, New Moon? Maybe? Do you reckon? Do you reckon they're going to ask him to verify that statement or not? Who knows?
Definitely.
Yeah. Come on, QE.
And he showed your lack of due diligence and vetting skills. Simple. Was that, New Moon, was that your mission?
Yeah, kind of, but everything got exposed, so I can't say like it's successful.
No, it was success. That part of it was successful.
It was what was successful? What's successful in all of this? How can QE say anything in this is successful? Can anybody see anything that you would imagine that QE could say this is successful? Unless he's part of it. And the part of it was to make flat earthers look ridiculous. To make Will Duffy look better. Just because the flat earthers are the ones that are bad. Because they've got the new flat earther, right? Lisbeth. That's the new face of flat earth. You guys that are around here that are flat earthers, maybe hate watching or whatever, get ready. You're not going to be part of this. You can just hang around in the Discords, going backwards and forwards with the same group of guys that you've been doing for years.
Yeah.
This is the new show.
Yeah, I mean the big money is going to be going towards these, media friendly faces and people that make it look shiny and
flat earthers doing experiments.
Yeah.
Doing it on bikes, they'll be juggling, they'll be doing all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
You've never seen flat earth like this before.
Who's constructed the new flat earth? That's the question.
Yeah.
Who is it? Who's doing this little replacement thing?
Well, it looks like it's being manufactured right in front of our eyes, right? All of these things are being scripted. Yeah. Everything's being scripted.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not a flat earther. This sort of stuff still fascinates me. In fact, even more so now. Like, there's literally something to watch. These guys are constructing this right in front of your faces. They've been telling us for years. That's why we're where we are. We always knew that this was the way it is. Small groups of people. These guys are going to make sure that that's what happens. QE's been doing it for years. Breaking everybody up into little tiny bits. Fascinating, though. How they can't see it.
You naughty boy, you.
It's naughty.
Now, I had been working with Will to figure out the nature of this and looking at some of the...
The nature of what? The prank?
Right, so here we go. Check this out as well. This is another one. This is the golden ticket winner. This is a little bit that happened just before the, just before the ticket. They gave Brian a chance.
Never done this before.
Okay, it's fine. It's giving me a limit of 10 people, so I'm actually going to remove myself.
Come on, Brian.
Actually, if I know, right? If I remove myself, that means you guys won't be able to hear me anymore, right?
Don't do it.
Well, I don't know. I've never done this before.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Huh?
Do a test. That's what I think. I think we should be able to hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could
be wrong.
Yeah, what's up, you beautiful people?
Just left.
Good to meet other flat.
All right, everybody. It's okay. I know how I'm going to handle this. It's all good.
Come on, Brian.
Okay, so number one, what I don't want to do is I don't want to pull a Steve Harvey. There was some sort of like a beauty pageant in the past where he read off the wrong name, and that would be embarrassing. All right, so before we do this, I want to tell all of you that I wish you could all go with us. I feel connected to all of you. I consider you friends because we've gotten to know each other through this. And I do, trust me, I do feel bad that I have to eliminate 9 of you right now. And so please, please, please don't take it personal. Everybody that submitted an entry, we had 40 entries, as I mentioned. Thank you all. I just enjoyed reading your stories and learning more about you. All right.
Will,
So here, yes.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yes.
You don't have to answer, but am I to understand? So you're not the one. You're not the one paying for this golden ticket, but you are the sole judge. You alone.
That's correct. Yep.
Right. So Brian asks him, "You're not the one paying for this ticket, but you are the sole judge." So, does Brian know? Does Brian Leakey know? Has he been talking to New Moon? I don't know. I don't know whether... I don't think we need to go over any more of this sort of stuff.
You're not a flat earther. You're not a truther. You're a bullshitter, son.
Yeah. I'll get the... back on Discord. Right, so... you know, like... doesn't really... doesn't really concern us, but I have been trying to tell Brian's logic, because I thought, you know, I thought he should know. And as far as my communication with Brian was, that he wasn't aware that New Moon was the guy that started with the Nathan Oakley thing, and I don't know who is. I don't know any of that sort of stuff because I'm not really part of it, but I'm just watching as a bystander, watching what's going on, and I can see Will Duffy, McToon, Jaren making a new group of flat earthers that are all friendly, all camera. They're, you know, good on the camera. They know what they're doing. Scripted stuff. Everybody knows how friendly Globers and flat earthers can be. If you've ever been in this arena for long enough, you'll see how happy and friendly they all are. You know, all going on hoppy holiday camping trips together. Askin doesn't think it'll happen. It's going to happen, isn't it? Like, how can it not? They'd be happy now, I reckon, if Jaren and Whitsitt fall out and they just go with Lisbeth. Needs more women in it. Like Will Duffy says, this arena definitely needs more women in it. Particularly in the flat earth side. I mean, haven't we been saying that, Emma? Right? What the flat earthers need is some more women in the arena. Because they're strong women. That's what this arena needs.
Yeah, no, I
well,
wouldn't.
Don't they?
Yeah, not the ones that are around at the moment, I'm afraid. They don't seem to be able to see through the bullshit. But maybe they haven't actually personally been scammed yet, so who knows?
Yeah, whether you actually see it or not. That's the thing, isn't it? Like, how can people see what's going on? Or maybe, you know, maybe I'm just sort of, you know, New Moon sounded dodgy as fuck to me. I can't, like, I wouldn't have that guy around. I don't even know who he is. But I'd definitely be suspicious of him. I don't know what his intentions were. I don't even know who he is.
Yeah, I haven't heard any flat earthers sort of even saying who the hell are these people.
Yeah.
Do you know Elizabeth? Do you know? I think Brian. I asked Brian. He said he only knew Crumb.
Yeah.
In that 10.
Well, in that thing, he said he got 40 of them, and one of the stipulations was that they had to have been a flat earther for 2 years.
Yeah, but yeah.
Nobody's heard of him. I haven't heard, but I mean, I'm not part of this arena. Right? I mean, I go and talk to some guys on a Discord, right, in a few different places, but most of them ban me for chatting to people, and I'll talk to anyone, but they still end up banning me. So I've never talked to them, but I wouldn't mind having a chat with all of them. What made them send Will Duffy their details? Pictures and like backstories. What made them do that? It's 2024.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the list of 40, to see who was included there, see if there was actually anybody we knew, or if we know Brian Leakey, he's around, but
yeah, he's the only one that I've ever heard of in that list.
Yeah. Well, there are other names amongst the other 30.
Wasn't me.
Who we could
I am no part of
verify they did apply. People we know around.
Who had you heard of, Rob? Because like Rob's been around for
yonks.
He was born in this arena.
He's a love child.
How many of them have you actually heard, Rob? It's considering that they had to have been a flat earther for 2 years.
Yeah, name a few. I only know Brian Leakey.
You're like us. Is that because you're just hang around in these Discords? Do you not like go Facebook or anywhere else like that? TikTok? Do you not hang about on TikTok? It's working. I don't.
Well, Elizabeth, she seemingly doesn't come from TikTok
either.
No,
I don't.
Where's she from then?
Well, doesn't she hang out in this separate kind of, the guy who came over and spoke to, he came and spoke to QE, wasn't it, the other night?
Oh, there was somebody that spoke to QE and said he could
said
go
he
and
knew
get her.
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
And she hangs out in this Flat Earth gang, is it called? And which seems to be its own platform, like a TikTok.
No way. So they've got their own Flat Earth thing.
Yeah, and he said that he'd been over there and he'd spoken to her, and the people over there weren't that happy with her doing the final experiment. And then he popped off, and he said he sent her a message, but she hadn't replied, and because they were trying to bring her on, hopefully she would come on. So it wasn't a TikTok; it was this Flat Earth gang, which he described as being a separate platform.
How long has that been running for then?
No idea. I can't find anything about it.
No, is anyone?
He dropped a link.
Anyone heard of that?
Yeah.
Any of you guys asking would know? Is anybody out there, gods as well? Like, are you guys are regulars? You'd know about this. Has anyone ever heard of this Flat Earth gang that this Lisbeth's in to verify the 2-year thing? Because that was one of the stipulations of the prank, that they had to have been a flat earther for 2 years.
Yeah.
And Will Duffy has to have verified this. He can't have given the winner somebody who hasn't been verified for the stipulations, because he didn't even know that it was a prank before this, apparently. So, I mean, could that be a problem within the rules, even though it was a prank? Askin's never heard of it. Anybody else ever heard of this stuff?
Yeah, it's strange how this guy just appeared on the stream. I don't know how he was listening in, but he suddenly appeared like they do, these little angels.
Yeah, he went, and she's definitely a flat earther. Oh yes, that's the one thing I can verify, is that she's a flat earther.
Yeah, he
But
dropped a
nobody
link,
else knows anything about her.
Yeah, it must have been but it was in Discord. It wasn't on the YouTube in the chat there or anything, or could be seen. So couldn't find the link. And I've looked for a link. I can't find a platform that's called that or anything like that, or her name. Same as if you search for her name on Google. You'll only find it perhaps in relation to the final experiment, but not in relationship to anything else as a long-standing flat earther, search TikTok for her, that kind of thing. Where can these people be found? And it's kind of intriguing that if you listen in to people, they're not, particularly the flat earthers, they're not questioning that, it seems. Well, I don't know. I've never heard this. People have been here for 10 years. Nathan's been here for 10 years. Most of the people I know are here, 5, 6, between 5 and 10 years. Most of the old dinosaurs, they must have heard, some of these.
I've been like 9 years. 9.
Yeah. Now I know some people don't go to TikTok, so they're not. There are, like Globy McGlobe face. He's one that isn't around Discords much, if at all. Caleb, I don't know whether Caleb's still, whether he's been locked up yet or not.
Yeah.
But he was quite big on TikTok when they, I think I remember Whitsit and Jaren coming across TikTok and realizing there was a big platform there or a big audience, and Caleb was the man. He was Caleb FE then.
Well, actually, it was Sleeping Warrior and Thingy that actually went there first. They were over there ages ago, right at the very beginning.
Yeah.
I can remember that happening.
So there are some, isolated people on platforms that are isolated from others and aware of that. I mean, Oakley's got a TikTok now, so you would think he'd know more people that weren't involved in YouTube Discord world through that people may have spoken out. There's quite a lot of debates, I think it goes on. I don't go there, but from what I gather, there's lots of debates that go on, and it's quite vibrant. Lots of young people, which kind of gives me the suspicion as why the UK government is maybe having to introduce the idea of flat Earth into the curriculum, because it's got a big following there on TikTok, and they feel that's where the young kids go mostly. More than Discord, that's for sure, or YouTube, because they don't want to go where their parents are, that's for sure. They get abandoned Facebook and all those places. So my dad's there, I don't want to go there. My mum's here, my stuff. So they went to other places, and as the adults catch up with them and go to TikTok too, they will have to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I'll check this out in Lisbeth Acosta. There you go. Look at that face. That's the new face of Flat Earth. Flat Earth gang. Look, she's got a little thing and everything.
Will's going to do a special. I'm still waiting for that to come out.
Yeah, no, that's it. There.
Oh, it's there?
It's in 100 minutes. So it must be.
Oh, it's coming up?
Yes.
Okay, I just looked. It didn't see it. Amazing.
12 a.m.
Yes,
so
we'll go and see her with her pets and a family, and running through the fields, and a group, I guess, the gang.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll find some
Level Earth observers in the chat at the minute.
Has he observed any of these people? Who does he know?
I don't know.
Does he know anybody? Does anybody know anybody? I
don't think anybody's ever bothered about it, right? Because you can ask any of the globers, like who's the top globe guy, and they won't have anyone. There's no most knowledgeable globe person, right? There's no master glober. And then for the flat earthers, everybody's just an individual, I think. There's no team globe, although Lisbeth here has got a flat earth gang. Feg.
Yeah.
Going to Antarctica.
No debate. Make a gang.
Yes, make a gang.
FED? Nah. FEG, that's the new way forward. Come on, gang.
That's what you need. A powerful woman at the head in the gang. Placed there by, well...
Yeah.
Will Duffy's doing a special video about her. Come and meet and greet her.
Yeah, there'll be the True Wives of Flat Earth. That'll be the next one coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Big series of that, following all the wives of Flat Earth around. Big Flat Earther. They'll all go into a house together, like Big Brother.
Yeah, the business opportunities of Flat Earth coming up.
Yeah, there was supposedly a reality TV show coming out for Flat Earthers. I don't know if it's actually going to happen. Where they would be given $50,000 to come up with an experiment that they were going to flat Earth experiments that they were going to put before a panel of scientists.
That's what Lisbeth was doing. That's what the Flat Earth gang are doing. They're doing experiments.
Right, maybe that's it. It was on the network channel, the subscriber, like another platform called the network channel.
Oh, that might be where she is then. That might be. That'd make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, I haven't seen the updates to say that's actually, when it's going to air or whether it's been done at all. I thought that would be amusing to watch. But yeah, there's a lot of money in it
as well.
Yeah, a lot of money in in these franchises going on. And as you can see, I mean, it's strange because McTooney the other day said that he's going, but he hasn't got the money yet. He hasn't gathered the money, and he's got quite a big audience, a lot of people who sub him and what have you.
There's a long way to go yet, though, right? They got the final drives on the campaigns. There's lots of them. They're all pretty similar, weren't they?
But there are people who are covering the Flat Earthers, fully. I mean, now Elizabeth supposedly, another guy has come forward, John Bolton.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's the guy who's always been around the American government, but has said and paid the money. He's wired the money to
so
Duffy.
That all of the Flat Earthers so far fully paid off.
They're all paid for. Yeah, but the Globers are still struggling to get their money together. And now Duffy's got a surplus because the GoFundMe was, I think the last time it was $6,500-7,000, which he said, he'll use that excess to buy some extra clothes or what have you that she might need.
Isn't that nice of him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure about this, how true it is about the cost of the, and how much there's been put on the top of it.
Yeah, there's £15,000 deficit. It seems to be ish.
Yeah, and also, Duffy said, is that he once he'd chosen the new Flat Earther, that he would have to send a $5,000 deposit, to secure that place. So I'd imagine he would have had to have already done that for Whitsitt and Jeren, if they had signed up to go there. So he would have already have paid a deposit for 2. So he's going to have to, fill that or lose his deposit, perhaps. We would have thought also, that as it's, well, I've always said, you've got to get government verification for some of these things to go there. That there would have been involvement from, some official source, at least you'd have thought, somebody would have referred to that, has picked up some interest from the American government or whoever, because it's not just sightseers, this one, is it? This is a bit of a different thing. It's not just people going to have a look at this, the penguins and take a few photos and come home. Instead, get in quickly, it's cold, let's go and have another cocktail. These guys want to get off and do some, measurements, and you'd have thought that would have, sparked some kind of more of an interest, and hang on, we need to know where they're going and what they're doing. Don't need them, can't have them wandering outside of the the itinerary of the trip, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting going over this meet and greet, because
yes,
he has to have verified the 2 years. Has to have done. In order for him to put him in that top 10.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting to talk to Brian and get a bit more detail about what he had to do, and did he get a refund of his $10 or was it gone? Or what information did he have to supply? Photos, I don't know, birth certificate. Did he have to? Because I mean, he said they got to have a medical. So I mean, if Lisbeth fails a medical, then what?
Yeah,
that's not assured, is it? Really? I mean, I don't think they've had the medical beforehand, before they were chosen as one of the 10. Why waste your time if you knew one of them couldn't go?
Well, I think one of the things, wasn't it, that they have to go and stop over in Chile.
Yeah, Chile.
Well, that's where they wait for their weather window. They have to make sure that they can go there, don't they?
Right.
So there may be like an extra living cost waiting to see whether they can actually go, because they still might not be able to go. You never know. Yeah. The weather might be that bad that they can't land a plane on the runway or whatever.
24-hour sun has melted the runway. Whoops. Yeah, there's plenty of scenarios that could unfold, isn't there, between now and then? I mean, it's tick-tock. It's time is ticking away. It's not far. We don't need to be reminded how many weeks to Christmas, but it's not that long.
Yeah, I mean, what's the idea though, right? It's billed as the final experiment. I think it's already been shown that you will either accept the light in the sky being there, or what, right? You're just gonna have to take whatever happens. Then everybody's got to be prepared for the real globe to whatever happens, right? That happens on the real globe.
Yeah.
I don't know whether people are allowing for that, or like I've seen more than most that it's 2024. People can have all sorts of ideas about the same thing. People can see the same thing, but imagine it differently.
Yeah, it's interesting how many media things have been recently about how suddenly seen in China or whatever.
Oh, it's not going to be on. Hey, everyone, Lisbeth has no power due to the hurricane/tropical storm on the East Coast. We're going to reschedule for next week.
I must have heard us talking.
Yeah. So sorry,
she needs a bit more practice on the lines and the script.
Oh, what are you saying, Emma?
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, nothing. She might be real. Who knows? I'm just making a joke out of this whole thing, because it is a joke, isn't it?
Yeah,
of course.
Really.
Yeah.
Well, couldn't Will Duffy do like a special for her? Because then you could sort of do Lisbeth's in the hurricane, so help Lisbeth get some power back, type thing, and go over all of the stuff he knows of what she's been doing, like sort of build it up. She must have somebody else there that can let us know what she was doing. Convenient though, right?
Yeah.
Because you would have to say that Will Duffy didn't know, apparently, about the scam or the prank until after the golden ticket. So there must be verification of her being a flat earther for 2 years. There has to be.
Yeah, I don't know what the window was between him, her being announced as the winner and then the GoFundMe being started. wonder what the time period was for that.
Do you reckon? I reckon McToon would find out who she is, whether she's been a flat earther for 2 years. He does emails, doesn't he?
That's what I do. Emails, yeah.
Emails. Get McToon on it. McToon must be able to. Somebody out there must be able. Must have at least heard of her. Right? This is the heart of this movement, isn't it? Are we not in like the? Do we not have the top flat earthers and top globe earthers? This is the tip of the spear, isn't it?
Yeah, these represent you.
Yeah,
these are your represented. These are you. These are you going. Yeah.
And I know they don't really like us at the minute, the flat earthers and all of that, but somebody must be able to know them. Come on. No, nobody knows who these people are. But Brian Leakey doesn't even know who they are. He's been and debated everyone. We know most of the people in this arena. I've talked to most people in the arena. But it does appear that there's a lot more people for us to talk to. A lot more people out there.
Oh, there's a whole kind of world of banning out there.
Yeah.
There's places we haven't been banned yet.
Onward, all of these people
brothers.
won't have their own places, will they? I mean, they might do. I don't know. How many other Discord groups? I've often said that, right? This is a tiny little group of people. Small group. How many of these tiny small groups are there? Because that's what these people do. They keep you all in little groups. They make you feel like, you're just gaslight you, if you will. Gaslight you into thinking that you're not normal. You might feel like it's hard work to go out and talk to people because every time you do talk to anyone, once you've been in this for too long, then they freak out at you. So you might stop talking to people because of some of the reactions that you end up getting. Who knows? There's all sorts of different things that can happen when you get accustomed to things in this arena. Start separating it from reality and then changing what happens in reality because of what you expect from in the arena. Your model of all sorts of stuff changes. Anyway, I don't know, pretty much. I was looking forward to that, but it doesn't look like nobody. That's not going to happen. Lisbeth. McToon's just put cool as a reply to Lisbeth not having electricity. It's a bit weird. I don't know what people are after. What people expect out of all of this. Will Duffy, somebody that nobody's ever heard of before, really, in this arena, has decided to come up and pay for some tickets for somebody to go to Antarctica. And he's going to be one of the most well-known globers, I think, come Christmas time.
Yeah, initially when he started, he was talking to people and talking about his friend, and then he revealed mistakenly that it was McToon. McToon was sending him lots of messages and filling him in as he was going along, it seems, in the beginning. And recently it feels like McToon has kind of distanced himself, although he's been to his church. He's kind of not just the debate he did there, but he'd been before and spoke to his congregation. I don't know whether it was in a preaching kind of way or what kind of talk he'd given, but they seemed quite close. And then there seemed to be a bit of a distance where McToon seemed to be questioning what was going on. It doesn't seem quite right somehow. And now he's back again, access to his emails, and they're swapping emails. And yeah, so that connection is quite strange too. So that's not clear. So I thought in the beginning, oh, this is just, this McToon is he's got his hand up Duffy's back. It's really McToon thinks, oh, this would be a good idea, and that's how it felt for me in the beginning. So that's he's just got this guy to front it, and let's have a little bit of a laugh. And there's lots of opportunity to make the flat Earth look ridiculous. Now we can see there's an opportunity to replace the flat Earthers with a more media-friendly flat Earthers that are maybe a bit more controllable, or at least they're they're gonna be happy to be in the same room together and be great friends and keep the franchise going.
I was looking through it. It's got quite a few videos, like the way it's been developing. 5,000 views. He's getting more views than someone like Nathan Oakley by quite a lot. When he mentions Jaren, Eric DeBay. But there is one. Nathan Oakley will not accept free trip to Antarctica. And will Nathan Oakley go with us to Antarctica? So there's definitely 2 videos on there about Nathan Oakley.
Yeah, it might be good to remember the dates of those to see if that lines up with other information that comes along.
I'll put it on the thing for you so we can go over it, right? Can you guys still got that there? Will Nathan go with us to Antarctica 1 month ago? Let's see what he says.
If you saw the title or the thumbnail, I bet you are extremely curious as well. Today's video is about Nathan Oakley. If you don't know who he has a very big Flat Earth YouTube channel, and he also has a lot of fans. They show up in my inbox and comment section almost daily. Now, he's been on the Flat Earth scene about 9 years, as best I can tell. Well, I have some really big news. You may recall that I said at the very beginning of the final experiment that people could sponsor someone that they would want to go to Antarctica with us. Well, someone has contacted me and wants to sponsor Nathan Oakley to go and represent the Flat Earth side. Now, when someone reaches out to me and offers to sponsor someone, I have a bit of a vetting process to make sure they know the costs involved and to find out if they are going to pay for all expenses or just the cost of the expedition with ALE. And this person is going to cover all expenses for Nathan Oakley to go. Now, I know there are a lot of you that would love vetted, for Nathan to...
He has a vetting process. Yeah, it does have a process, yeah.
But he said he hadn't. He just took it on faith because lots of people had offered money, so he didn't really look into it that deeply.
No, he wouldn't lie about that sort of stuff. Well, that'd make one of these a lie, wouldn't it?
Maybe I misheard. But, they said, how are you so easily duped? Well, I've had lots of people who offered money and been generous. I just thought, well, here's another one and went with it. So something's not quite right there then.
Oh, sorry, gods. he's dropped a super chat. All the world's a stage, and so I'm going to get particularly high for the Will show. Best show of the year. Yeah, sorry. You'll have to deal with us. Smoke a fatty and just chill out here. I'll put some music on in a bit. His globe.
To go And now the opportunity has presented itself, which is very cool. This is now the 7th flat earther who has had someone else offer to cover the cost of their trip so they can go to Antarctica for free with TFE. And to contrast that, there has only been one.
The 7th. Look at all the business he'd be getting if he's on a commission. And there's 7 people willing to pay for flat earthers to go. I wonder whether he vetted all of them so highly. Just to make sure.
Glober, who has been offered a free trip to Antarctica, Dave McKeegan, and he accepted almost immediately. Now, if you are not familiar with Nathan Oakley, let me give you some backstory. And this should show you why Nathan is a perfect fit to go with us based on his long history talking about Antarctica and the 24-hour sun. He's actually already been involved loosely in projects to film the 24-hour sun in the north in the Arctic. So first things first, Nathan Oakley, just like so many other flat earthers, has made very firm statements that there is not a 24-hour sun in Antarctica.
See, when Nathan Oakley says that he hasn't been invited, I mean, Will Duffy's gone to a lot of expense here. He's vetted the guy to make sure he was willing to pay it. Like, how could he not have invited Nathan? Do you reckon that's true? Do you reckon Nathan's saying that he hasn't been invited when he has? Or Will Duffy, is Will Duffy thinking that this video was enough to invite Nathan?
Well, even if Nathan was insular, and which he often seems to be, you know, there's a lot of people around him. You know, every day somebody's recommended a video to go over for him to shout at or something. Lots of people have got ears on the ground and would have said to him, "Oh, have you seen? You know, Duffy's put out a video about you." You know, and he goes over X, Y, and Z, and you know, even if he doesn't want to go over it on his show, he'd be sure to go and have a look because he's that narcissistic that he'd want to know, you know, how much fame he's got from this guy. You know, what's he said?
Yeah, well, Will Duffy definitely goes over it a lot. Like he's in this video.
Yeah, yeah.
He finds clips of Nathan.
Yeah.
With hair.
There's Nathan saying, "Oh, yeah, you know, if only we could go
Nathan
to."
With hair.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the same Nathan now.
Yeah,
is it?
no, he's definitely. Yeah.
He's done a Biden.
Yeah. Well,
his wife said, "Well, you're a better model than the original." Can you just keep your voice down? The kids are in the other room.
Yeah, look, he's here again. Look at that. Look at that camera. Look at the lighting. No soundproofing. Nothing. There might be highlights in there as well. He's paid for a proper hairdo there, hasn't he? Look at that.
Yeah, the days when you could stream on your phone.
And then he's definitely gone to a lot of work. Look at all of these clips he's found.
Nathan tell you himself that he wants to go to Antarctica.
I've got a picture. I will share it. So let's see if I can do this. Of the Antarctic ice wall, or ice shelf as they call it. Let's share this to everybody. So, yeah, one of the commenters said, "Have we got a picture?" And you only got to type in Antarctica and you can get various different pictures of what could be considered the ice wall. The reality is, I've never been, you've never been, I've not got any pictures of it. So whether or not we will ever actually see the ice wall is anybody's guess. I mean, I'd love to go.
So this is an incredible...
There you go, look at that.
God. What's happened
Will
to Oakley
Duffy
over
got
the years?
pictures of Oakley saying, you know...
I mean, if you listen to him today in 24/7 politics and put that those two personas next to each other. That one there from whenever it was, 1963 or something.
Yeah.
and the one today
when
where
he was in the YMCA.
Yeah, when he was just in total rant mode today, and swearing and shouting. It's just very crazy. I thought if he had the persona still that he had there, that he'd have like 70,000, 80,000 followers, and be a whole different situation for him financially. I'm gonna have to keep whinging about his mortgage.
Well, think about this, right? He's gone through somebody, we don't know who, let's say. Somebody said that he's going to pay for Nathan Oakley to go to Antarctica. And Will Duffy, he's vetted him, made sure, everything, right? And he's then gone to make a video. And whether there's an archive out there somewhere and he just sort of types in Nathan Oakley, Antarctica, and like the background search pulls out these clips for him, or maybe
comes up.
Somebody,
just
the guy that
Dan, they all come up. I've seen them. They're readily available. Anybody can get them. You'd have to dig to find these, especially for somebody who's only just come around.
Yeah.
He's obviously reached out to somebody who's got them in an archive.
Yeah, maybe the guy that offered to pay for Nathan Oakley gave him these clips. Maybe they might already have the archive of all of that sort of stuff as specialist. And Nathan Oakley, historian, right? Oh, I know where to go for that. Oh, episode
Let's say
1
I'm gonna
or episode
pay for
3
Oakley,
or
and then,
whatever. Yeah.
And then I'll pull out, and or he'll refuse, and then we can do this other bit on him. Because it works as either goad him out to come out and go, oh, all right, I'm going to go, or we can make him look ridiculous. So either way, there's a winner there.
Yeah, there still should be a conversation, right? Like, wouldn't you want to see a conversation of Will Duffy talking to Nathan Oakley?
Yeah, You'd have thought that was one of the key ones, wouldn't you?
Let's have what sort of experiment are we doing? Let's actually have a conversation going on with Nathan and Will Duffy to promote it, right? So to promote the flat Earth side and the highly scientific methods that QE's taught them, and put that up against Will Duffy and his, flat earthers. Why doesn't Nathan Oakley want to go and talk with Lisbeth? So that they can tell them what scientific experiments that they can do while they're there.
Yeah, let's get Elizabeth on board with the celestial navigation. Make sure she's up to speed. We don't
give her
want
a sextant.
Yeah,
let's get her measuring angles over there.
Send your sextant over and give her a bit of training. This is what you need. All we need is an angle. Just bring us back an angle.
Yeah, pitch data as well. Have a word with the pilot.
Yeah, you're pretty. Chat the pilot up in the before you fly.
Yeah. See if you can get a copy of the pitch data. So you just put it through twice, and we can have that.
Well, we already know it's flat skies. That's already been measured. So so in between the two, it'll get a measurement off the flat clouds and the flat stars, flat heavens.
New church, new globe church. That's what we're headed for, right? Because Nathan Oakley could talk to Will about the church of the religion that you never knew you had, and Will Duffy could tell him about how he's making a new denomination of the religion of globe.
Just believe, we've got you.
Yeah. You could, instead of Nathan saying, the heliocentric religion that everybody's been taught, Will Duffy could just tell him the name of his church, and Nathan could say that. You've been indoctrinated into the church of whatever Will Duffy's got. Like, they could do a deal, right? Sponsorship deal. Perhaps that's what Will Duffy's been doing. Perhaps he's been sort of gradually paying for the education system in the Western world to indoctrinate. This could just be it, right? This could be the final push. They might just need like a bit of a code in the video or something come Christmas time.
Well, I mean, anything's possible, isn't it? I mean, it's getting crazier and crazier.
Scripted in a way to keep everything going.
Yeah. And it keeps them on the edge of the seat, you know. Somebody's going to have to die and then get brought back to life, you know, in later episodes. And anything can happen.
Yeah, wait a minute. Let me get some tunes on then. What can we have? I've not really uploaded that many of them into here. Oh, I was going over these. These are quite funny. I did these a bit ago, right? Blue marble. I can't remember which way round they were to go. Elevation. Right, okay. Like I said. Right, yeah. I'll swap it over for you guys. Don't think you need pictures at the minute, you lot.
I think we just branch out into true crime so we could go travelling around and go and visit these people and, you know, have them knocking on the door. Hello, Elizabeth? Elizabeth? We've come to ask you some questions, Elizabeth.
Your flat earther check. 2-year flat earther check.
Bev, she's not answering, but I can see the curtain moving. I think she's behind the sofa. She's hiding. Yes, look. Elizabeth! We've only come just to speak to you, Elizabeth, about the flat earth. The experiment. Nope, she's not answering. Okay, well, we'll have to come back tomorrow.
You need to get your 2-year flat earth license to be able to be accepted into this. Right, I've got these. This is a couple of clips that I found from Blue Marble Science. You'll quite like this because these are from quite a long time ago, and it's pretty relevant to the stuff that we're talking about now. Although this is a fair bit ago, right? So you got to listen to this. Check this out. Like I said, if you wanted to, like maybe somebody might have already done this, right? But in between the 100 meter lengths of water level, you could put an auto level, right? And if you can establish that the auto level checks the water level, I don't know why you'd be doing that, but I mean, you could use it as a calibration tool. You could calibrate your auto level with a water level because you'd know that the water level establishes a horizontal. So you could put an auto level in the middle and check that one level is the same as the other level of the water level. Of course you could do that. Somebody's probably done that before to make sure that a level is level. But which one of these tools do you guys reckon is the level? The auto level or the water level? Which one is most level to you guys?
Can I ask a new question, please?
Can I ask? Can I get somebody to answer a question? Which level?
The water level.
Go on.
Water level, Bill.
The water level is the most level.
The water level will show you level.
Okay.
If you'll take your auto level then to the center of this array of level points that you've established, set it at the center, and then shoot both ends.
Yep.
You'll find out that they're dropping.
What? Both ends of the water level lower than the middle.
We got a hump.
You've got a hump.
Absolutely.
It's a hump.
We got a humpus.
Yeah.
You got a hump face.
Nice. What about if you stood at one end? What happens then?
You'll shoot above the far. You'll shoot above the far one every time.
So that's a drop.
Yep.
Would you not get stuck at the middle bit that was higher?
It's a drop any. It would be a drop any direction you go. The Earth is always dropping away from you.
So the water. You think the water level drops away from you?
Yeah, I know it does.
Like a measurable from the horizontal, like you say, right?
If you'll do what you said, set your auto level up at the center, and shoot both ends, or set it up at either end, and shoot to the far end. You're going to find out that it won't match the water level.
Right, so it's a drop. Now, can I ask you, because you sound like you're a bit knowledgeable, what do you call a change in vertical in surveying? Like if there's a vertical distance change, what's that called?
It's elevation, and it's measured from sea level.
You've just said that the water level changes in elevation from the point you're at.
The water level does. Yes, the water level will. Absolutely.
It's not establishing a level.
Wait
a minute. I think you might have got... Whoa, yeah.
Hold on.
Go on.
Hold on.
Take a mulligan on that one. Let's try again.
Don't overtalk. Don't overtalk me.
Don't Penrose yourself.
The water level is going to establish the same elevation at every point.
Okay, so it's not a measurable drop from the horizontal then, like you just said.
It certainly will be. It certainly will be. The water level is not measuring a horizontal.
A measurable change from the horizontal is a change in elevation, isn't it?
Potential. It's measuring equal geometric or gravitational potential.
So it is a drop, and it's a measurable drop from the horizontal, which means a vertical distance change, but it's not a vertical distance change because the elevation stays the same. This seems a little bit tricky for you, here, Blue.
I think you're double speaking, Bill.
No, I think that was you.
Did.
I think you're double speaking.
No, I think you're conflating elevation with curvature, surely.
He was a humpist a minute ago, and now
you
turned to a droppist.
It is not. Wait a minute. The elevation from the water level is always going to be the same.
There you go. So there's one. Blue marble science. Thanks, Blue. Genius. So the elevation change of a water level, the drop of a water level measured from the horizontal. And we get this one.
I do not have...
Let me get this and this one. I'll put this one on the screen because I had a good one. This has got a... This is quite funny because the... This one here says, I don't know whether you can read that. It says, what does level... Because these guys asked me this. This is what Blue was wanting me to do. And it says, what does level being horizontal have to do with the shape of the Earth? I thought about it. And then I said, all distances, number one, all distances are measured horizontally. And elevation is measured as a vertical change from the horizontal brackets level. It says not much. It's just the fundamental basics of objective geometry. Because that's what we're talking about here. This is objective geometry. You can actually do this in reality with things. When you're measuring things, that's objective, not subjective. So this is the geometry that is objective. And here we go. This is, again, another short clip, but with me and Blue Marble Science talking. Think about what he says. And I'm just talking about what happens in reality, the real globe.
I do not have a model. Other than saying level is horizontal.
I do, and my model says level is not horizontal.
Brilliant. I say I can prove that level is horizontal.
And I say I can prove it is not.
Brilliant. It's sloping away, the water.
Yeah.
No, the water level doesn't slope away.
Yeah.
Blue.
Yes, it does.
No,
yes, it does.
It's level. That's what level is.
But it does.
No slope.
That's right. That's exactly right.
We know
it
how
is
water
level. We
flows.
agree with that. It is level.
Yeah, water
it's
flows.
Always the same.
Doesn't it?
Potential.
Down.
It's always the same potential.
Water wouldn't slope away.
All the elevations will be the same, but they're dropping away from that horizontal that is perpendicular to the surface normal at the point you've put your auto level. That's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is. It's going to be tough for them. It's a good job they've found somebody who's retired to do these sort of things.
I just need 1 second, Matt.
Pardon?
When you replayed the blue where he's telling you not to overtalk him, telling him to take a mulligan, that is one of my favorite clips of all time.
It was back in the beginning when you get a chance to have a chat with somebody, you only really have to have the chat with them once because they'll remember next time. Goes without saying for most of these things that we've had more than one conversation with people. So they know what's coming. They know Aporia's on the way and they're not going to be able to get around it, so they can call us talking word games or semantics or whatever, but all we're really doing is coming up with flawless arguments using correct words.
Yeah, I find that bit interesting because, when I'm talking to them recently, which is, fresh for me, I know that as I'm talking to them, they've heard this 100 times, and yet they're still willing to go over it and still go over the same ground. That's quite fascinating, really. You said, once you tell them once and they remember, but yeah, that's a strange thing. But luckily, they still want to entertain it and answer, try and answer some questions. Maybe they feel like, oh well, maybe we'll save this one, and they're out there saving souls or something.
Yeah, I mean, most of the people within this arena, right? You must know that we're not flat earthers, but this is stuff we do in reality, right? So the stuff that we do and the arguments that we have, all of that stuff, it's not going to go away. It's not going to disappear from reality. It's just going to be worked out of this arena. Because, I mean, look at it any way you want at the minute. The flat earthers and the globe earthers, at least within this arena, so when I'm saying this arena, I'm talking about within the Discord arena, really. I mean, that's all we're talking about, isn't it? Because at the minute, we're not going and talking to anybody else. We're just concentrating on Discord to talk about that. So within that arena, they don't want any of this. But nobody else other than this arena knows about it. And that's, that's a fact. Other people can come and they could try and listen to what we're doing, but they won't have a clue. They don't know the actual argument. Don't know how to use it. They don't know the rhetoric. Yeah, we've got iridiums there. You need some sort of an experiment. Yeah, we've got the Realising Euclid test. And that's a real thing. You're not going to get away from that. Plumb and level, horizontal and vertical. See the connection to each other on the local. That's what I said. They're not going to go away. These are actually things that we can do in reality, and they will definitely give you results. most people in this arena, they don't even want to hear about it. And that's surprising, considering that's what people say. You need to have experiments and stuff. The Realising Euclid test is that very thing. You're going to have to sort out arguments and stuff. It's not about the shape of the Earth, like Emma's been putting up. That's just a side quest. This other one, what we're dealing with here, it's a lot more meaningful than that. It doesn't assume the conclusion at all, Iridium. You're not quite understanding the process of the experiment, if you will. But I mean, that's okay. You're not expected to. Geometry is difficult. It's a process that goes on in the mind, and you have to relate that to proofs. And that's where the problem is.
I disagree. Geometry is not difficult.
No, but actually realizing the proofs, right? First off, you have to work out how the geometry does actually give you the proof. Yeah. Then you have to work a way to realize it.
Yeah, it only hurts when you're trying to make it fit a model.
Yeah, most of the people around this particular arena, because they've been model afflicted, they're viewing the world through their model. They're unaware of actually what our test is, because they're looking at it through this model. They can't see it for what it is, because they're already seeing the implications for their model. But they can't make logical implications, obviously. And that just goes to show that nobody's bothered. Ever since we did the test, I've said to everybody, come round, go over it. You can look at it, you can check it out, you can work out what it would do. You could even get the stuff and do it yourself. But nobody wants to bother. And that's because this particular arena that we're in, they're all scared of it. But there is people out there that want to know about these sort of things. It's a very real thing. And it's a way for you to find proof for yourself. One way or the other. Realising Euclid. To test, how many years was it now? It might be 3 years now, mightn't it? I keep saying 2 years, but it might be 3 now. Time's ticking on. Didn't get a chance to do anything this year. I'm going to prove the real globe. I'll show you that level's horizontal on the real globe. It has to be. There's no other way it can work. You can put it on your globe. Just imagine it differently. It's dead easy. Just imagine it's a non-Euclidean horizontal. But it's still horizontal, right? Horizontal and vertical are still perpendicular. There's no need to think that it doesn't work that way around, because it obviously does. Anyway, proofs and tests coming soon. I purposely haven't put everything out, because why should I? It's much more fun this way. Sight down a water level. See that we're going to be able to bring the dark shark back and everything.
Dark shark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they'll require the dark shark. You know they always do. Yes, a water level is a tool that doesn't require a sightline, but there's a group of people that do require a sightline. So then they think the water level does require a sightline when it doesn't, but they want you to humour them, and we have to keep saying, nah, fuck off. It doesn't. A water level doesn't require a sightline, so you don't need to look down it. You can just look at the ends. You already know that they're both going to be level. Or all three of them are going to be the same, equal altitude above the, well, just in the air, on the vertical datum. If you were to fix all of the points of a water level on the vertical datum, they would all read the same number. That's the thing about a level. And that happens on the real globe. Doesn't happen on the dogmatic globe, though. Dogmatic globe seems to have some different results. Oh, that was what I was doing, wasn't it? Getting some music. Oh, we'll have to put all of those tunes on the YouTube. I've not managed to do that yet. I haven't managed to get me Imaginometry one finished. Oh, do you want to hear it? I think I can still do you want to hear? I'll let you like guys listen to it. This is Imaginometry. There's no video done for it yet, but you should be able to listen to it. Imaginometry, the song.
Imaginometry. Definitions. Postulates and axioms. Definitions. Postulates and axioms and axioms. Definitions.
Definition 1. All definitions are meaningless. Definition 2. Any and all defined definitions can be redefined. See definition 1. 3.3. Definition 3. Any defined definitions that have been redefined become the definitive definition until being redefined. See definition 1.
4. If a definition doesn't fit, conjure a new one. Remember, you're in control. Navigation is expected. Always refer to definition 1. 5a. Point is that of which you can imagine as being a series of interconnected points, making up everything from nothing or making something into nothing.
Definition
6. The duration alone of either verbal or written definitions reinforces your definition or redefinition.
Definitions. Postulates and axioms.
Postulate 1. Anything can be imagined. Anything that cannot be imagined can be imagined to have been imagined in the future.
Postulates and axioms.
Postulate 3. Once the conceptualized imaginings are envisioned to be truly imagined, then the imaginometer and imaginometrist can become the imaginometer. 4. A solitary individual can envisage their imaginings as being the imaginings of the whole, therefore an individual's imaginings can be imagined as the consensus. Postulate 6. Anything that can be imagined to be real. 7. That which isn't something else can exist as something within the imaginable. Axiom 1. It is globe. It has to be. Axiom 2. All imaginings must assume a shape. Axiom 3. Anything in reality can be imagined differently. 3.3. When your imagined shape is under an augmented threat of another's imagined competing shape, then the imaginometrist must imagine that the thought violator must be willfully ignorant of the imaginometrist's perception, automatically reject the opposing thought shape. 4. All evidence is assumed evidence of your globe. 5. Any evidence contrary to your globe can be assumed to be evidence for your globe. 6. If it doesn't logically fit the globe, then the logic must be illogical. Think logic. 7. Reality cannot be disproved and does not need imagining. The sole purpose of imaginometry is to envelop a unique, personalized, idiosyncratic conceptualization of an individualized paracosm. If at any time an imaginometrist is asked to provide evidence of their globe, the imaginometrist must obfuscate and ask the offender to provide the evidence they require. This is called a sophrersal. The fifth postulate. If an imaginometry axiom meet a perceived axiomatic obstruction as to cause the imaginometrist distress, then the imaginometrist should disregard the offending thought and fabricate a new axiom immediately. This is one of the steps in becoming a weak imaginometer. Definitions. Postulates. Postulate 1. Anything can be imagined. Anything that cannot be imagined can be imagined to have been imagined in the future.
Definitions. Postulates and axioms.
Postulate 1. Anything that can be imagined can be imagined to have been imagined in the future. Postulate 3. Once the conceptualized imaginings are envisioned to be truly imagined, then the imaginometrist can become the imaginator. 4. The solitary individual can envisage their imaginings as being the imaginings of the whole. Therefore, an individual's imaginings can be imagined as the consensus. Postulate 6. Anything that can be imagined to be real. 7. That which isn't something else can exist as something within it bigger than imaginable. Axiom 1. It is global. Imaginings must assume a shape. Axiom 3. Anything in reality can be imagined differently.
Resolutions. Postulates and axioms.
Postulates.
Something's not quite right with that. Sound seems a little bit off. I'm gonna have to tweak that, fix it. And whoever said that, that's never gonna replace Buster. But you can't expect Buster to make songs about imaginometry, axioms, definitions, postulates. So AI does have its uses. I've got one. I've got it doing Euclid's definitions, postulates, and axioms as well. Yeah, I'm looking in the chat as well. Seems Iridium's he's taken on the shadow giants, which is good. It's a good conception to have in your mind, that there are these shadow giants for you to stand on the shoulders of. Now, the shadow giants, are they on the walls? Are they the ones you're standing on the shoulders of? In the cave. It's where we all get our education from, within the cave. Plato. It's there's some meaningful stuff to think about within philosophy. It's all about getting your mind going. Try thinking. Channel name. I don't want to cause anybody distress though, so I might start having to put some sort of a warning thought label, right? Don't. Sometimes you might get offended by thoughts. Don't. It's not really worth it. You just thinking about stuff and conceptualizing these things within reality, and there's no need to get upset. Like Iridium, I mean, there's very few people that can come in, guys, so I'd be nice on him. He's he's crying out for help. Remember George. There's a lot of people at the minute that, it's hard enough living in 2024 as it is. And it's only going to get harder. We're getting closer and closer to 1984. Or in fact, 1984 might have actually been 1984. It's been slowly going downhill. Why does Bev always think people are upset? Did I say you were upset? I said you'd noticed about the shadow giants, Iridium. I said that's good. You don't have to be upset. But I mean, you can have a little cry if you want. It's okay. Nobody's saying you can't. There was a thing that Jesse Gordon was talking about dumping a load of trucks in the side of a lake, water, 100 trucks of water. Are you got something wrong, Iridium? Come in for a chat. It's free for all Friday. If you've got something on your chest you want to get off, it's no good just sticking around in the YouTube chat. Come on in. Voice your concerns. What about anybody else? Have anybody else got anything we can go over? I think the flat Earth takeover's underway, and I think the people in this arena as well. They're fighting. I don't know what they're fighting against within the globe flat type thing, trying to fight for the best globe. And everybody knows 'tis globe anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's like, unless you're competing with your thought shapes, maybe that's the future. Thought shape competition. See whether everybody can match them. Compatible thought shapes. Maybe that's how everybody's going to be placed. Bigoted groups of thought shape differences. Oh, Arwen makes a speech tomorrow, and I need it. We haven't got anybody that's in the Netherlands, I don't think. Do we? I know. I remember Scorpio was in the. Who was saying? Sean G, did you? McToon did a thing, gods. McToon did a thing, and on it was meant to be Ranty and Sean G, right? And they went. Ranty couldn't turn up, but Sean G did turn up, and for the last hour he talked about Arwen. Sean G. And Sean G said he's Arwen's biggest fan, and he doesn't matter how much it's going to cost or whatever, he's going to get it. So find Sean G, gods. And actually in that stream, Jamie Sea Level got modded by McToon. So Jamie Sea Level is a full-on Toonie mod. Whether that shouldn't that here changes your opinion of his videos. In fact, you already should have known. Jamie Sea Level is he's a globe guy. So yeah, keep an eye out for Sean G, gods. He will definitely be watching it. Yeah, Jamie Sea Level's been doing some good videos recently. He puts far too much effort into it, so there's got to be another gain for him, I think. A bit of time on his hands. But yeah, good videos, good clipping, good some good stuff. Eric. So you have to, as this way, Eric, just, to say you're not anti flat, you have to say mountains aren't flat or smooth next time. Just, just to let the other guys know as well that, you're not just against one group of people. He's a mod over there on McToon. You don't get handed mods at McToon's YouTube channel if you've not been fully vetted. No, mountains, gods, because, flat earthers don't like you telling them that mountains are flat. In a similar way, the globe guys are like pool ball specialists, so you have to tell them that mountains aren't smooth either. So mountains aren't flat or smooth. I think that's the t-shirt. The real globe. Mountains aren't flat or smooth. Because we've been talking to them. I've got loads of videos when we went to the Globe Gangsters. And they sort of justify you saying that if you say that mountains aren't flat, the Globe guys will say, well, you can't say that. That's not fair on them. Yeah, it's never worked for me, gods. Unfortunately. Debunked all of their arguments and everything, but, still get treated the way I get treated. Right. Time is it? Yeah. It's about time, innit? Anyone got any requests for a tunage? So we have a book. What have we got?
I'm sorry, I got lots of noise here, but any Buster song would be appreciated.
Yeah. We'll have to have the new true level, won't we? Okay. Thanks for watching. And remember, question these people. We don't know who they are. I don't know who they are. I've not really been in much of the arena, but I thought that this arena was the creme de la creme of both the flat earth and the globe earth. I mean, that's why we've stuck around here. We thought we'd learned everything there is to know about all of that sort of stuff. But if there's new people with new flat foo, is it? Globe foo. I mean, battling out there. We might have to go and chat with them. It's pretty obvious that these guys have ended their sort of stuff. So we might be able to go and talk to people about Realising Euclid. I'm pretty sure that everyone should want to be able to have a little bit of a discussion about it. It is stuff that we do in reality, how those sort of things work. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you asking. I'll go have a chat with anyone. I did say that I'd have a chat with Jamie. That'd be great. I think Jamie and the way he does his videos, he'd probably be great coming over here. he'd be able to learn loads of stuff that would work probably dead well in his videos. So if you're out there, Jamie, come and have a chat. Did I put it on? There you go. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll be back Saturday. No, don't know. Sometime. Probably Monday. Model Affliction. Thanks for watching. See you next week.
Yeah, I've got it right here. Just been working on something new. It's a song about looking for the truth. Play it for you guys.
What are you doing? I want your shelf level or not? And if I say yes, you're gonna provide that for me with that? Yes? See the bubble? I'm familiar with the bubble, Morty. I also dabble in precision, and if you think you can even approach it with your sad, naked caveman eyeball and a bubble of air, you're the reason this species is a failure, and it makes me angry. You wanna experience true level? Do you?
Oh, that's in the mind for all to face.
And it makes me angry.
Choices will be made.
You wanna experience true level? Do you?
You can choose to let your mind be free.
Wow, it's so... Oh my God. Oh, Christ. Yeah, true level, bitch.
I think that you're right.
Exactly, it's level.
Everybody knows that you're wrong.
And it makes me angry.
There are things
Wow,
in this
it's
world
so... Oh my God. Oh, Christ. Yeah, true level, bitch.
in the end you find we're all looking for the truth.
Save it for YouTube. I'll keep looking for clues. Wow, it's so... Oh my God. Oh, Christ. Yeah, true level, bitch.
And that's my midpoint, 981. But look what I did here. And bam, there's the radius of the Earth.
Everything's crooked. Reality is poison. I want to go back. I hate this.
Using this bridge. Computing the radius of the Earth. 3 coplanar points in 3D would describe a circle.
You want to experience true level? Do you? True level, bitch. I'll keep looking for clues.
That's the thing, your vision is already being obfuscated by the spherical cap. One of the humps. Radius of the Earth.
Well, you seem to be in charge of what I get to remember. Why? Good question.
And bam, there's the radius of the Earth.
Yeah, true level, bitch.
Now we have our.
It has been directly measured. By Jesse Kozlowski.
You know, I got the idea from Belu. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, true level, bitch. I'll keep looking for clues. Yeah, true level, bitch. Yeah, true level, bitch. Oh my God. Oh, Christ. Yeah, true level, bitch. True level, bitch. All right, save it for YouTube. I'll keep looking.